to gather round. Take a real good listen to Miss B-Town. She'll give you the real deal while showing you love. She will sit from heaven above, so check it out. Miss B-Town is in the house. Giving you all the news that you can use and more. So check it out. Miss B-Town is in the house. Giving you everything you want and more. Keep growing, keep showing. Those who are lost and have gone astray, keep blessing with life lessons. Show 'em the way, so check it out. Miss B-Town is in the house. Giving you all the news that you can use and more. So check it out. Miss B-Town is in the house. Giving you everything you want and more. All my grown folk out there want to gather round. Take a real good listen to Miss B-Town. She'll give you the real deal while showing you love. She will sit from heaven above, so check it out. Miss B-Town is in the house. Giving you all the news that you can use and more. So check it out. Miss B-Town is in the house. Giving you everything you want and more. Keep growing, keep showing. Those who are lost and have gone astray, keep blessing with life lessons. Show 'em the way, so check it out. Miss B-Town is in the house. Giving you all the news that you can use and more. So check it out. Miss B-Town is in the house. Giving you everything you want and more.
Good morning. Hope all is well. I will not be before you long. I actually have a quick video I want to give you guys, and it is about it's concerning a man. Woman, man, I want to move. Yeah, it's true. Let's see. Okay, this guy's name is Brennan Murphy. And it's a pop-up keep popping up in front of my story. Let me try it on my. Hold on one second.
All my grown folk out there want to gather around. Take a real good listen to Miss B-Town. She'll give you the real deal while showing you love. She will sit from heaven above, so check it out. Miss B-Town is in the house. Giving you all the news that you can use and more. So check it out. Miss B-Town is in the house. Giving you everything you want and more. Keep growing, keep showing. Those who are lost and have gone astray, keep blessing with life lessons. Showing the way, so check it out. Miss B-Town is in the house. Giving you all the news that you can use and more. So check it out. Miss B-Town is in the house. Giving you everything you want and more.
Hey, the truth. Welcome in. Welcome in. Today, this video is going to be about Brennan Murphy. And this is coming out of Louisiana. A man in Louisiana was arrested after allegedly admitting to shooting. Check that down. Okay. For shooting and killing his pregnant girlfriend and then throwing her toddler son over a bridge. That's real trifling. He could have ended that himself and went on just threw himself over the bridge. Hi, just relax. Welcome in. Brian Murphy, 20, was taken into custody on Monday and charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder for slaying of Kaylin Johnson, 22, and her 2-year-old son, Caden Johnson. The Baton Rouge, the Baton Rouge Police Department announced. Baton Rouge ABC affiliate WBRZ TV reported that that on Monday, Murphy confessed to killing Kaylin in the front of Caden and dumping her body in the woods with the boy in still now. Her son is still in the car watching him do all of this. Okay. He then reportedly threw Caden from a bridge while the toddler was still alive and kicking. Can you imagine the baby died a horrible death? Drowning just seems like it's a horrible death to me. Sources told WBRZ Murphy confessed to shooting and killing Kaylin in the parking lot of his apartment complex on North Harrellsville Road. Murphy allegedly ditched the gun in the same wooded area where Jalen and was where Jalen I keep saying Jalen where Kaylin was found. Kaylin's son Caden was reportedly in the car when his mother was shot, and when Murphy dumped her body, the report states, after disposing of the girlfriend's body and the murder weapon, Murphy drove to the Central Trueway where he threw Caden, like kind of like over a bridge, who was still alive over the bridge. Sources told WBRZ. When Murphy is not, while Murphy is not Caden's biological father, he and Kaylin were reported expecting their first child together this summer. Kaylin was reported approximately 6 months pregnant at the time of her death. Murphy reported turned himself in at at the first district precinct and Monday following his interview with a police detective. He allegedly confessed to slaying the bodies of Kaylin and Caden were discovered in 2 different locations. Later in the day, Kaylin's body was discovered in the field right where he told him it would be, Burbank Drive near Garden Lane, while Caden's body was found near Central Thruway, the advocate reported. He did give information as to where the bodies was. As for it happening, we don't know. However, we don't know. L.G. McKinley, a spokesman for the BRPD, reported told Baton Rouge NBC affiliate WVLA-TV Monday when he reportedly described the case as very tough and a tragic situation. The mother and son had last been seen alive on March 5th, but family members began to get worried, most after being unable to contact her being Kaylin. for nearly a week and reported her and Caden missing. See, that week went too long. I got a whole 24 hours about here from my daughter. I'm doing a wellness check. BPRD officers are approximately 2:40 p.m. on March 11th perform a wellness check at Caden's home on Old Hammond Road or Highway, New Orleans. ABC affiliate WGNO reported while there were reportedly no signs of foul play inside the home, Kaylin's cell phone had recently been disconnected. Kaylin's father began to fear the worst when her car was discovered abandoned on a dead end street with the license plates removed and the initiated unincorporated Murphy reported went to go. We found the car without a license plate on it, and from there it raised the eyebrows of many. One of the guys made contact with him. He refused to give information and disappeared. McKinney reportedly told the station that he knew he were actively looking for him. He knew the mom and the 2-year-old were missing. So from here, um, the family has been reaching out. He was out of the street and he decided to turn himself in. Police reportedly said the mother and son appeared to have had many been dead for. Oh, the lady and her son had been reported to approximately being dead for about a week. Wow. Wow. Show that Murphy is scheduled to make his initial appearance in the East Baton Rouge court before Judge Tuesday, Boxwood Roberts said. So what we have here is a pregnant young lady, and it did report that she was. Another article said that she was trying to get away from her. But Brian Murphy, 20 years old, Caitlin Murphy, 24-year-old, he actually killed her and killed that 2-year-old and dumped their bodies into different areas. When are we going to start protecting our children? Leaving these children with these men that you truly, really don't know. Because if you really, truly did know, you would have left your children with them. That's a. Let's see, I think, yeah, this is in Louisiana. Well, the truth, you know what I thought about? What's probably going to save him from the death penalty was the fact that he told where the bodies were. Yes, I hate when kids are involved. Just relax. I hate it. I really hate it. I'm a mother. I'm a grandmother. And will quickly tell you I'll die for my kids or my grandkids. I just don't understand how people could just do that. I don't know if the fact was he didn't want no baby or the rumor may get around that it ain't his baby and this, that, and the other. Just take yourself and go. They said, they need to change. Stop the people. Right, I agree. Because he worked. He worked. Because I watched so, and I look at so many that no, I don't think that's him because he's only 20. I just realized it's a different story. Yeah, they really need to screen these guys, get to know these guys, and second of all, don't take everybody you meet home to your children. That don't mean you're gonna be with that man forever, but that's gonna stick in them children head forever. Hey, watermelon sugar, welcome in, sweetie. The truth says they need to change. It all has to be heard before they can do it. Make sure y'all hit the like button for me and share it out if you can. This is so true. You know, in this case, and then I did the video on the West case with the California City boys. They're locked up because they had enough circumstantial evidence to lock them up even without the children's body. So they went ahead and locked them up. I did a video on that too, but um, I'm interested to see what they're gonna do with Kobe Bryant's father. Sorry, Cody Rigsby. We'll see what they're gonna do with him. If he's deceased, he lead them to the body. Probably pretty much will be the same. Will be the same. Someone drop the link if anybody want to come by. Hey, Tita, baby. How you doing? Glad to see you out. Come on up, Truth. I know you done got something itching you want to say. Okay. I said a woman. I shot at a woman. At shelter that I read because I knew would show up. Oh, wow. Well, why they go there? You didn't want them when you had a wife. Why you just leave her alone? And that's the kind of stuff they do with them. I don't know. I be so happy when they come around there. Most of the time, I can't even get said they to you. It's full, and then you be going on about your business. But I always try to write you something in there and let you know I've been in there. You want to come up the truth? or anybody else that wants to come up. I was gonna find a like a little news clipping for it. Okay. No, I found that. You talking to your watermelon? Let me chase out. Oh, okay. Let me go. Okay. Shoes gonna come up here and we're anybody else that want to come up? Sometimes these things don't make sense. Why? And sometimes somebody got, hey Missy, got their hands, you know, and get their hands on different information. And we know how they go. We build our own little theories. Hey Missy, let me give y'all a run back. Short run back. Okay, we are here with Braylon. Hold on, let me let him up. Hey True.
Hey, can you hear me?
Thanks for joining. Yeah, thanks for joining. Um, a recap shortly is we have a 20-year-old Brainan, what I say is that Murphy. He murdered his girlfriend and her 2-year-old son. I don't know if he realized that his girlfriend was pregnant at the time, so therefore he's also going to take that charge as well.
Well, that's the death penalty.
So that's pretty much the thing on that. Oh, Almaj, drop your link because
That's
somebody
definitely
put the truth down there, please.
that's that's definitely the death penalty.
Huh?
That's definitely the death penalty.
I can't hardly hear this motherfucker.
Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, I just had to turn up my volume.
Oh,
What you say now?
I said it's definitely the death penalty
Yeah,
for the child and
yeah.
the pregnant mother,
I
and
just,
he deserves it. We don't need to pay for him.
every bit
You know,
of it,
yeah,
every bit he deserves.
yeah. We don't need to pay for him while he sits in jail and eats every day and you know
Right.
that
Well,
that
we'll still have to pay for one.
that's the
For
way. Yeah, but that's the way I feel. I understand there's innocent people on death row. There's always going to be a glitch in the system,
I so agree.
but
I so agree.
you know, you, parents have to sit up there and look at this person. Parents have to sit up there knowing that he gets to breathe every day,
Thank you, Melissa.
but your child does not.
If it's anybody in the chat that does not have Melissa Scott, here's her link. Check her out. Look at a video, short video. Make a genuine comment. Come back here and just put her name in. Put a heart beside it, and she'll know she's connected to you. Then she'll check you out.
You
Like
know,
I said,
my
if And any other mod, can you grab Missy? Can you grab watermelon sugar and put it in the chat, please? And Tita's.
So my thing is, I I've dealt with a lot of that, and at least 75% of the time, these women go into shelters
Hmm.
and they end up calling,
The very one who tagged their head.
yes, and they end up calling them. They end up telling them where they're at. That come get me, this and that. You, I mean, how many times do you have to be slapped upside your head
This is
before
true.
before you realize that that is what that person is?
This is true.
You
I
know, and
agree.
are you that desperate for love? Are you that desperate to think that that person is going to change?
That's basically that's what it is. Watch that be an issue. I guarantee you, alcohol or drugs will probably play a part. But I read in another article where it says she was trying to get away from him. So clearly she knew she was
Well, okay,
de- dealing with a basic nobody.
but that's good. But there is actual people out there that
Mm.
help you get away from your abuser.
Oh, okay.
There's groups, they will drive you to court. There's groups that will station themselves out in front of your house if you can't afford to go somewhere else. They will take you to shelters. These are unnamed shelters, and they're there for a reason. But the problem is the women get in there and they start
Oh,
missing that person,
okay. Okay.
and then they got to talk to them. And let me tell you something, ladies. He's gonna say all the right things. He's gonna
Everything you want to hear.
everything you want to hear. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'll never do that again. But how many times have you heard that before?
So
But
many times. Mm.
not only do you put yourself in danger, you put all the other people that are in that shelter
In danger.
hiding.
In danger. That's crazy.
Like I said, I knew that girl was gonna call him. I knew he was gonna show up. So I just sat there. I just sat there and waited. And when he knocked on that door, I had him for the bond that he had broken, and I also had him for the restraining order that was put on him because you can't enter those shelters without a restraining order.
Okay.
Like those shelters are there. You have to have an active restraining order with a history of violence because these places are limited space, very limited.
Okay.
So usually 9 times out of 10, there has to be a history. There has to be a active emergency restraining order put on the person. And the discussion is, hey, you can't reach out to them. They take your cell phone, but somehow these women get to a cell phone because the
Hold on.
first,
Hold
yeah,
on. I see some new ones that came in. Let me speak.
oh, okay.
Hello, Miss Panama City. It's all hot air. Angela's Corner. Watermelon Sugar. Just relax now. Okay. Hello, everyone, and welcome in. Quick brief. We have a 20-year-old male that killed his girlfriend and their unborn child, and also killed her 2-year-old son. That's what we're talking about this morning. But y'all get their link drop, please. Who down there? Who down in my chat? Get their links in the chat. Okay, go ahead, honey. Go ahead. I can help 'em. Go ahead, Richard. While you talking, I can be helping.
I'm just saying, like most of the time. I mean, I understand. Everybody is in love. Everybody's, wants to be happy,
Everybody's in lust.
and the biggest problem is that they show you who they are. They're not going to change.
No, not going to. They're not going to. So just forget it.
And
He was, and he was only what, 20,
20. How old was I don't? How old was she?
23.
Oh, so she was 23. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So she must have been leaving him.
Yeah, she was trying to leave him, and this is what she got.
Well, they had a case like that in Houston, where he snatched her right from her mother's house at gunpoint.
Wow, wow. I have another case that I want to be doing. I won't be doing it today, I don't think. But mom and dad left. They left 4 kids in the house. 4 kids, all under the age of 4. You just left them in the house. While they was off doing this, I gotta look at it real close. Can't remember. I can't remember if it was going to get groceries or they going to have a good time. But anyway, they left 4 kids. Thank God the 4 kids made it. But
Well,
when
I
I
had
say four,
yeah
when I
you
say
yeah.
four, it's 4 and under. The 4-year-old was the oldest.
So the 4-year-old was supposed to take care of all the other ones.
Exactly.
Well, I had did a couple of videos on my the truth 4 page before they took that one down, uh, about the woman in Houston where the boyfriend had beat her son to death, and then they left the body of the kid in the apartment with the other children for 1 year.
What?
You didn't hear about that?
No, were they biological children?
The no, well, the other one, they all had different daddies. So she meets a boyfriend. Uh, they date for a while. She has one, two, three, four, 5 kids.
Mm-hmm.
Two of her children were gone already. She had kicked the 16-year-old out. It was a girl. She kicked the 16-year-old out because she didn't get along with the boyfriend. And the 16-year-old kept trying to protect the other children from the boyfriend.
Wait a minute, hold on. Hit it again, Rebel. I hit the wrong thing. Rebel was trying to come up.
So her and the boyfriend were living large on the, because she gets Social Security for the children, she gets welfare. They were getting the stimulus checks, so they were living large because they showed everything off of their Facebook pages, and those two were eating. And I mean eating, I'm talking about making big pots of spaghetti and going out to eat at Red Lobster and going all over the place and buying gold chains and getting tattoos and everything, while her children lived in an apartment in a housing complex with no furniture, no electricity, and no water.
And they will go in there like, is that the one where they will go every so often?
Yes, she would go every so often and
Okay, I saw
drop
that.
off a bag of noodles and cupcakes.
You know what? They need to go to prison, and that's all they need to eat: oodles and cupcakes.
Now, he beat the boy to death, covered him with a blanket, and he stayed in that apartment with the two other children for an entire year.
If y'all
Mm.
hear anything, they're cutting my grass.
Hey, Miss V-Town, Hester.
Thank you for coming up.
I had to come in this conversation and hey to the guests as well. Uh, this, I did a video on this the other day, and I witnessed this in my family. Guys
Really?
that I have an uncle that would seek out women that had low self-esteem to live with them, treat them like crap, and these women would come to me, telling me, why does he do this? And I would tell them, do you want to live? Because he's going to continue to beat you if you don't, get away from
Right.
him. He
It
learned
don't.
this from his father.
Right.
They
Right.
mimic what they see. My grandfather was a good grandfather to me as a child, but he was a horrible husband to my grandmother. He was abusive. He out there making babies. The women on those streets piss him off. He come home and beat on his wife.
That's usually how they do it too. That's usually how it goes.
You laying on your sleep. You're staying with a woman because she got Section 8 housing. You're living on her. She's going with her car to get food. You're picking more sweets and stuff than the children.
Mm, mm, mm.
When do you value yourself? And I tell the girls in my family, the young women, y'all have to love yourself more than you love this man, because these men, and not all, my brother-in-law is a prime example. He and my sister have been together 20 plus years, and he treats her like a queen. They have 6 children, 4 of them in college right now. The 2 youngest are getting ready to finish high school, and he treats her. He just does everything for my sister. He came from a single mother raised him and his siblings, and the father, none of their fathers except his was in the picture. And she had like 3 or 4 baby daddies. His mother had 4 baby daddies. The other baby daddies had nothing to do. And these men have to be looked at. It's not the women having these
Right.
babies by themselves.
Yep. Yep.
But they're allowing it.
And yeah, I agree. The thing is, if you stop hitching your wagon to everybody that come along, I've witnessed you sitting up here. Why you letting these kids call this dude daddy? And you've only been with him 2 or 3 months, and now he daddy to them.
Now he did.
We
He
had
is
a little
dead.
girl here that made national news. Her name was Malia, and her mother's boyfriend was abusive to the mother. This little girl, I don't know what all this man did to this girl, but she, I got to be careful with the words because YouTube is very funny. He took her life. She was found in a garbage bag on side of the road after months and months of looking for this baby, and a friend of mine was at the funeral home. He was the mortician. He had to do this girl's body, but it was a closed casket. The girl had been dead for months and months. He did it. He was abusive to you. How do you think he would treat another man's child? If he's abusive to you, do you think he's gonna treat your kids good from another man?
And he escaped the death penalty by telling what the body was.
You know, he lied and lied, was very treated her like she was with him for a few years, and stop letting these men come into, you watch how a person move. If he doesn't, a lot of black men, not all, because again, there are some black men that treat black women like queens. But if he comes along and he doesn't respect you and he's calling you out of your name, a man will call you out of your name to see how far he can go. If he gets away with that, it's gonna turn into physical eventually.
Yep. The line of disrespect is already crossed. When you call name.
Then her children are learning that it's a learned behavior. All of that is a learned behavior. Look at how many young girls have babies, and if you look back in their history, their mother had a baby at a young age, and you look at their mother, and their mother had a baby at a young age. You know, times are different now. We're not talking about the 60s and 70s. We're talking about now, but that was a learned behavior going all the way back. And my question is, did they learn that behavior from their parents? Because that was a different time. You're talking about people were getting married at 15, 16 years old.
Yes. That's true. I think it is learned. My great grandmother was married at 14.
There you go.
And
wow.
And you know, back then that was acceptable.
Yep.
But I think like with my grandfather, that's when the downward spiral. I think the downward spiral of the black family began like in the 80s, or, you know, with the influx of drugs in the community and these, you know, just from my observation, my grandfather left, my grandmother divorced my grandfather again because he was abusive. She went and bought her a 357 Magnum and said, I'll put a hole in you the size of Texas. You ever come in here and put your hands on me. And his sons, a couple of them mimicked. He had three sons. Two of them, I've seen them jump on girls. I've had to intervene. Me and my family had to get between them. And they picked it up from seeing your father slamming your mother to the ground. My grandmother was 5'1". My grandfather was 6'1". And you're putting your hands on this woman. Your sons looked at that. They mimicked what they seen because that was their role model. The boys looked at their father, and what else do they do? And he, when he left, my grandmother was left with 9 children to raise. She was working as a housekeeper, driving yellow cabs. And I saw from that, their children and my first cousins, a lot of them got on drugs, abusive to women, don't respect women at all, have baby mamas here and there because they'll lay up with a woman with no protection. What do you think you're going to get?
Well, first off,
that link drop, y'all. Andrew, you want to come up?
It starts in the schools. They pack the schools with 30 and 40 kids, and the teacher can't take care of all these children. So now the teacher doesn't teach them what they need to be taught. No one at home is teaching them what needs to be taught. So they're learning from each other.
But, you know, the teachers can't raise a person's child either.
You're right, but they're supposed to instill values.
Yeah,
go ahead.
No, I agree with you. They do instill, because my teachers instill values in me, but the values the teachers instill in you are like learning your history, learning science and math. If you come from a screwed up household, these parents they look at the teachers as being a daycare.
It
It's
is.
not a daycare. So if you are raising your child at home, he cursing you out. These boys get to a certain age when they start getting the same height as their mother with no father around, they'll start bucking her and challenging her. And then they start resorting to the streets. I used to watch my uncle cut up baking soda and stuff, making crack rocks because my grandmother was working and my uncle was only 3 or 4 years older than me. He was selling dope out of my grandmother's house. I'm a child at the time, like 9 years old, probably about 10, watching him as a teenager cut up rocks. His father was nowhere in the picture. He's sleeping with anything that sit down to pee, making babies. And, it became, you don't have a father to teach you right. You're going to school. My uncle dropped out of school in the 9th grade.
Wow.
He had a son. He had a son with a girl that's doing really good now, but his son got on drugs. Now,
Mm-hmm.
my uncle was selling drugs to the community. Your son becomes a drug addict. You see, it's a circle that we're in,
Mm-hmm.
and we need to stop. If we don't get a grasp on this, we're going to be on a downward spiral into hell.
But
Quick
is it
question.
welfare a learned behavior?
Is welfare? I know. I think, and sometimes people use welfare as a crutch.
Well, what I'm saying is, their mama was on welfare. She taught them to be on welfare, and in school is a work ethic. School is supposed to teach children a work ethic. You come here, you do your work, you get good grades, and you go out into the world and you become somebody. When school stopped caring, the house didn't get any better, but school got worse.
That's because school took so much away from it. School used to be so firm. There was prayer in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
I remember I did prayer in the morning.
it,
Um,
it, it was strict. You acted up, they kicked
You
your
got
ass
popped.
out.
You
right,
Yeah,
right,
you'll get spanked, you get popped. Then when you get to the middle school, they'll kick your ass out and not care what
yes.
happens to you, because they
right.
need to weed out the bad blood. Because
Exactly.
look, I spent a long time in the Marine Corps, and a person is a cancer. And if you get that one person in there with that attitude, his attitude will spread to someone else. And then pretty soon, instead of just having that one bad attitude cancer, you got five or six.
And what, that is so true. And I've said that before. One bad apple spoils the bunch. I agree with you with the being cancerous. My mother,
Mothers
what
are
I
big.
learned was what not to do. And my mother was on welfare and I hated it. I said, I will never be on welfare. I'm going to work my ass off. And I want to be able to go to Fiji. I want to able to go to Africa. I worked my butt off. I grew up around people drinking, domestic violence. I barely drink now. It's like when I saw that, this is what you don't do. Don't do this. You do the opposite of what I've seen. But some of my family members, they fell right into that. They did the same thing. The same cycle repeated itself. My siblings and I have a brother that's been in and out of prison. But the rest of us went to college, went to a trade school. We worked, were able to get up out of that. And when they see you getting away from it, they think that you're acting like you're too good. No, I just don't want to be in that environment. I still love my family and friends, but a lot of them got stuck in that hood set mindset. That
Yeah,
hood mindset of you standing all of y'all standing in front of the grocery stores drinking liquor. What job are you going to? Making babies that you can't take care of. The babies are lost to the system. The government's we taxpayers are taking care of your children. Welfare should be a temporary solution. It shouldn't be a way of life forever.
Well, it is supposed to be temporary until that child gets to a certain age, School age, you're supposed to go back to school, but they learned that if I get knocked up again, then it starts all over again.
I get $100 more a month
There
because
you
I've
go.
had another child.
There you go. But like you said, okay, it's like a quarter. It can land on heads, it can land on tails. For you, it happened to land on heads. Somebody else, it landed on tails, and they just decided that they didn't want to do anything. But they sit back and they watch. Children watch. That's what they do.
Yes.
How many times do you see a young boy with his father? His father puts his leg on the wall. The baby puts his leg on the wall. He watches everything they do. A single mother, a baby watches the single mother because that's all he's got.
Yeah. Hey, Tita. Let me shout out to Tita. I love me some Tita talks, and I can't see the chat, y'all. If y'all are speaking, I'm on my phone. My laptop is on this last leg and got to go into the hospital today. But what you're saying, sir, is so dead on, and it's just we have to. It's just it saddens me to see that whole the mindset embraced. You know, you got rappers calling women girls B's and H's, and they twerking to it. Do you not know you're just a piece of meat to them? A lot of these boys look at girls as just a temporary distraction and making a baby and then on to the next girl. I know guys that I grew up with that have 7 and 8 baby mamas.
That's 7 and 8 headaches.
Yes, exactly. For the next 21 years. You know, you made all these babies. You can barely take care of yourself because you're living on a woman.
And you're not paying attention to any of them. So you know what you
Right.
did? So you know what you did? You made 7 or 8 children that can't stand a father.
And I tell my friends laugh about this. I put more thought into me getting a dog than people do with having babies. I researched the breed. I got my dog from out of state. Had him flown down. I knew what specific breed I wanted. I knew what problems. I knew the pros and cons. So, and I say that to say, if I'm thinking this much and before I've gotten a dog, waited a couple of years before I got a dog, why are you just popping babies out every 9 months? The children are the same age for a couple of months. We call those ghetto twins. Why are y'all making babies like this without you don't even think about the repercussions.
But
You
why?
can't take care of these babies.
But why are two people in a relationship, not married, in a relationship, even discussing having a child?
Thinking that the baby's going to keep them together. When I've told girls, baby, when you have a baby, that'll run a man off quick. If he's not responsible, you're not married. You're having a baby with him. He's free to go. It's going to be on the woman to raise this child.
It sure is.
Nope, we got a guest. We got
Yeah.
another guest. We got another guest.
Oh yeah.
Welcome, Andrea. Go
Hey,
ahead.
Andrea.
Thank you. You guys bear with me because I got blood clot in my lungs. I get short winded, so bear with me, okay?
Take your time. Take your time.
Okay. So I just think I come from a 2-parent home. My dad and my mom was married 49 years. Yes, they raised 7 kids. But my daddy didn't have no role model as a father because his father left him at an early age. But he was overprotective, overbearing. Okay. But the work ethic that we had, he gave all his kids. That's what showed us what to do to take care of our families. And yes, I got 4 brothers. Only one been to jail because you're gonna have one bad apple in one of the bunches. Okay, so that's okay. But he was a father and he stayed in the home. Yeah, me and him, my mom went through some stuff, but he wanted to see his family be the best they could. And I just think some men get married and think it's gonna be a fairy tale. Marriage is is hard. I mean, I've been married. It's hard. It ain't easy, but you work at it. Some people just give up so easy and just leave the kids and the wife and just say I'm done. And I just think that is such a bad thing in the Black community. And then having baby mamas too. I just wasn't a baby mama. I'm sorry, I was better than that. I was the wife. Okay, then I became the ex.
Okay.
Okay. That's when my kids friends used to say, "Your mama, baby mama." Excuse me, baby. I was the wife, and I became the ex-wife. Okay, never no baby mama. I had these kids in my marriage, and even though we got divorced, we still co-parenting. And my son turned 23 on Tuesday. No babies, no criminal record, and he's back in college.
Oh, that's good, Andrea.
My daughter 24 years old. She's having a grandbaby, and she worked full time. We got work ethic.
Well, but that's the two sides to the coin.
Mm-hmm.
Heads, you did great. Tails, somebody didn't. That's what I'm saying. A lot of times you never know what's going to happen, because I've seen good, whole families, and the kids strung out on drugs. But again,
it was something Rebel said about welfare. I never wanted to be on welfare, so it's like, and I never see my parents on welfare. I seen them work all the time. To this day, my daddy is 74 years old and still work.
It should be for disabled people. To me, I think welfare should be just for disabled people or the elderly, or a temporary means to get back on your feet. Let them get it, but don't. It's not a career. Why are you on welfare 30 years?
But that's what it was. When it was developed in the 1950s, it was supposed to be a step up. It was supposed to be a temporary thing for someone.
Have lived on that for years.
Exactly. You know why? Because we don't have enough money for social workers. We don't have enough money for investigations. Like he was talking about the Section 8. It is against all policies of Section 8 to have anyone stay in your house for more than 3 weeks that is not on your lease. And if anyone is on the lease, they're fully vetted by Section 8. If that person has a job, you don't get Section 8. If that person is there and they show up, but they don't have enough people to show up and go, excuse me, but why is this closet full of men's clothes? Why is there a full accessories that a man would use right here in the bathroom? Does this man live here? Because out you go. And once you're kicked off Section 8, you can't get back on it.
That is true.
But again, then we got to worry about the children. Oh my God, we kick them out. What about the children? This and that. Again, you were talking about your uncle was doing drugs. Well, guess what? If someone walks in that house and arrests the uncle for doing drugs in that house now becomes the subject of what's going to happen next. Because even private housing, you signed a lease, and that lease says in there about police activity, and you can lose your lease. Even your mortgage company. Your mortgage company can, for any reason that they seem fit, could drop your mortgage.
I think they should make them go. If you're gonna be on welfare, you should be in trade school.
That's right, Andrea. Yes, you could trade school.
You could be in school. You could be in trade school, but if you're gonna be on welfare, you're gonna finish something. You're gonna get it.
That's right.
You're gonna get a job. You're not gonna be on, but you're gonna finish trade school. You're gonna finish something. Okay. To get yourself off of welfare. But you know what? They ain't people just being on Section 8 forever. They mama was on Section 8. They grandbabies is on Section 8. It's a third generation of Section 8. I'm like, do y'all think it's okay to pay half rent? Because I pay all rent. Okay. That shit is hard, but I still do it.
Well, I mean, look at New York City. New York City, that subsidized housing. as long they and what happens is their grand nieces and nephews show up and get their name put on the lease, so that when great grandma there dies, they ain't got to get out.
Mm.
They could stay right. They could stay right there and pay the same amount of rent that grandma's been paying for 35 years.
I'm sorry, subsidized housing is the ghetto. It's the hood. I'm just sorry.
Okay.
The subsidized housing is the state projects. Okay, to me. Okay, I'm just being honest. When I hear somebody say subsidized housing, I think projects.
But that's what Section 8 is.
You think of good times, you know.
Yeah,
and,
you're right. But that's New York. That's New York. Go to New York. Go to Co-op City. Go down anywhere in the Bronx and look at those big, tall buildings. They don't have sheetrock walls. They have concrete.
I would never live there. I would never live there. No, thank you.
But
we've had like floods. I'm in Houston. We had floods here some years ago, and for those of us that's worked, I was in a house in the suburbs. Why is it so hard for me? The house got flooded. There are people that never worked a day in their life. Why are you making it so hard for me to get assistance? And these people that's laid up on the government are getting more food stamps, getting all this. I was like, I tried to get some stamps, EBT or whatever. And I said, you know what, to hell with this. I'm not going to do this because I still have my job. But yes, I lost some things. But there were people that were getting all this extra stuff that had been living on the government. Why is it so hard for a working class person like myself to get assistance?
The middle class gets stuff.
Not rebel, baby. You got some kids, baby. Now Miss Andre's a foster mama, and they sure was hitting me for EBT cards. But I had some kids, okay, bro. I got some kids, okay.
But see, that's the difference. These people hadn't worked, probably got one child, or even the guys. Y'all are running in there. The line is going down the street damn near a mile. And I was like, I'd be damned if I'm going to sit in this line with all these people and they're going to make it hard for me to get some assistance. I said, I'm not doing it. I have a job. I will just work harder and do overtime to pay things, to replace things. But even, y'all, let me tell you something. When we had the floods, it was people that came from the hood areas, the Section 8 housing, the places. They came to the neighborhoods that I'm living in, breaking into people's damn houses and stuff because of the flood. The police department had to go out in droves to arrest people. You're breaking in our house. You're breaking in another black person's house. In this neighborhood, you came from your area that was flooded, just like my area. Why are you robbing? Why are you taking from us?
See, that's that bullshit right there. Okay, I work hard. I want nobody coming here stealing my shit.
Well, they in Texas, that's the wrong thing to do because
we all have guns.
Yeah, Texas don't play. As soon as you walk past the threshold of my door, I could shoot you 82 times, and they won't even blink an eye at me.
Oh, you're in Texas also?
82 times. I could shoot you 80. I could empty 3 clips into you, and they just look at me and go, "Carry on, sir. Have a nice day." And carry them out in the body bag. Same thing in your car. It's the same thing in your car. You could defend your car as if it's your house. That's why you don't hear a lot of carjackings in Texas.
Because we do. We have heat. That's why they be like, "Rebel, are you afraid for something? You come to my house. I grew up shooting guns since I was 8 or 9 years old. I know how to shoot." So, but y'all, it was people in the line at this gas station when we had a flood. It was old people. It was like mothers with children. These hood rat ninjas, they gonna cut in front of those people in the line, and I watched them. Like, man, I'm not waiting in this line. Oh, no, hell no. You cutting in front of everybody else that were waiting way before you, and you're cutting. It's that hood rat mindset right there that I can't stand it. I just love for those types to be locked up. Because you are,
feel the same way.
Right. We working hard. You don't see me as you don't see me as your brother, another black person. Why am I fighting for you when you're trying to take me out of this world?
Rebel, I have that same. My daddy has that same mindset. He was like, "These niggas don't care about you." He told all of us that they don't care about you. They gonna be crabs in the barrel. They don't want to work. They don't have no work ethic, and then they get mad when you. And my dad was like, my dad said, "I moved my wife, my 7 kids to the suburbs because I don't want my wife to get stabbed or shot." How about that?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's sad.
So,
What's that?
a guy is robbing a Dollar General. He's got the clerk on his knees with the gun pointed right at the clerk's head. A black man walks in, sees it, steps back, pulls his gun out, and shoots the robber. Shot him in the stomach. Do you know his family got on national TV in the news and complained because that man shot the robber?
That's crazy. That's crazy as hell.
They said he should have minded his own business.
Really?
It had nothing to do with him. And the news interviewed 2 of his cousins, and his cousin said that he shouldn't have shot him. He had no business shooting him. He ain't the police. He should have left it alone. It's none of his business. Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, if it was me, okay, I'm a pistol expert and a rifle expert, certified by the United States Marine Corps. You would not have to worry about going to visit him in the hospital. You would have been looking for a suit for him.
That's right. Look, I have a 12 gauge. I have that I didn't have to go take a class for.
Nope.
Bought it. No criminal background. But if you break in my house and if your son breaks into my house and I'm here, I am not looking at him as a black teenager. You break in my house, I'm shooting first and ask questions later.
Right.
Facts.
I don't blame you.
I got a Mosgate 12 gauge, and it's got the pistol grip with an automatic pump.
That's what I love that.
Go ahead and come in here if you want to.
Look, the warning sign when I'm cocking it.
Mm-hmm. It has
Tita.
It has a very, very, very instinctive sound when it's cocked.
Hi, baby. Hi, Miss Andrea. Hi, everybody on the panelists.
How you doing?
But Rebel, you should they make rock salt rounds.
Oh, really?
Yes, those are the best. And what you do is you alternate rounds. You put rock salt, and then you put buckshot, rock salt, buckshot. When you hit him with that rock salt, it burns. I mean, it burns the hell out of them. Then you just pop them with a little buckshot. They'll think about it before they ever do it again.
Well, I've picked up a few little gems today, and I appreciate that. You're gonna make me go research this now.
Just go for it.
No,
How are you doing, Tita?
I'm doing fine, baby. I just wanted to come on here because y'all was talking about the the different the welfare system. I'm old school. I still call it welfare, but the welfare system and different things of people, the cycle of people being on welfare, their grandmamas, their great grandmamas, and I just had to come up here and I said, because it was speaking to me because I feel like I don't agree with that. Like people should get a job and carry their own weight. Welfare is just for a temporary thing. And I think a lot of people, because like you were saying, the learned behaviors, they get stuck in it. And even for people who don't have learned behaviors, I mean, I'm going to be real with you. I ain't going to hold you. It can get very comfortable, if you get in Section 8. From someone who has Section 8 and I don't have it now, it's hard. But I have to keep telling myself everybody else is hard too. Mm-hmm. You just have to figure out a way. Sit your ass down, sweetie. You have to figure out a way to keep moving because those slots need to be for
the new people coming in who may need help. And if
Yes.
everybody still keep being on it, if everybody still keep being on it, it's not, I mean, you know, it's just
How,
not, nothing's moving.
how
Nothing's
they,
moving.
how they going to change if you make it so comfortable for them?
Well, I agree with you. I agree with you about that, but yeah, you can't make it too comfortable. Here in DC, we have to go to. I've been in the program. You had to go to a resume writing program. It's almost like a little job class that teaches you how to do your resume. They have a lady there, instructor. You have to sign in every day, and if you don't sign in every day, then your benefits get cut.
Exactly.
And that's what started making me, not I don't come from a family of welfare. I don't come from that, but that doesn't mean that it can't get comfortable. But
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
you have to do something to get
We
your ass up, and it takes it does it just it takes you realizing that it's not nobody that's going to take care of you, not even the government. You have to do it yourself because the government can snatch it.
well, we have a lot of
Mm-hmm.
we have a lot of trash on the side of the roads. We,
Okay.
we have a lot of elderly people that need their houses cleaned. We have a lot of
Mm-hmm.
we have a lot of different jobs that we can't fill. And look at the hospitals. The hospitals need help every single day, just pushing patients from place to place.
Yeah, the techs. Yep.
Yep.
I thought about that job too. Yeah.
Okay. I
Mhm.
mean, there's plenty of things out there that the state could take over and say, you know what? I'm sending you a check every week. Uh, there's a daycare over here for
I watch kids.
four
That's what I
four
do. Yeah.
4 or 5 hours a day. You're gonna put your kids. I don't care if you got 8 kids. You're gonna put your 8 kids in
Yep.
that place right there, and you're gonna
Bring
go
them to
down
me.
here and pick up trash. And
I
if
would.
you
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
and
Yep.
if for every day that you pick up trash, we'll send you a check, or we'll. But if you miss days, it's gonna come out of your check.
Exactly. And see, that's what I don't. They need more program. I know here in DC, they need more programs because I have one of my girlfriends. She just passed last year, and I'm not saying this is a bad thing, but this was just what she did. But she aged out. Both her kids aged out of the welfare
Mhm.
system
And now she got nothing.
until, and then she got mad. She's like, "Tina, they took my goddamn food stamp." I said, "Son, you ain't never had a job." I was just like, damn. Like I could, 5 years, okay. Even 5 years is long. But 5 years, it takes time to get yourself together too. I know people are hard on people who get services, but I come from somebody who's had them. Okay. It takes time to get yourself together too.
right.
A lot of people say, oh, they shouldn't be on well. They just getting, listen, I start when COVID came, I started getting food stamps again. And I appreciate that during the COVID because my workflow slowed down. Kids weren't coming to me like that because the parents weren't going to work.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just saying, they need more programs like the gentleman was saying in the Marines. They need. I wish they would do that here in DC. I wish they would have more than just a resume program. They should have.
Well, the biggest problem is that daycare became a profitable business.
It is profitable. It damn sure is.
It's
Mhm.
definitely profitable. I had a daycare for 7
Miss
years.
Andrea,
Yes,
yep, Miss
but
Andrea is
but
one of them people.
again, if it's too profitable, people can't afford. And Biden just said this in his speech. He said, how are you going to get somebody who's making $20,000 a year and spending $14,000 on daycare?
That's very true. It's high. It is high.
And
Yeah, for
you know,
legitimate daycares.
yeah,
Legitimate daycares. If you're just watching kids like I do, I don't charge people like that because I can't because I'm not licensed.
but
But yeah, it is. Daycares are very expensive. I know Miss Andrea had the legitimate thing. So I know
Yes,
you.
yes. I mean, yes. Look, they in California was daycare high. Yes, it was. That's why I had my own. But the thing is, I'm gonna give when your kid come to my daycare. Oh, Miss Andrea is gonna be. We're gonna be at the field trips. We're going to the fire.
Exactly.
We
We're
doing.
going out of the house.
We
Yeah.
out, we out of the house.
We're out. I can't stay in the house. Yeah, I
Yeah,
can't.
so
I'm not the
if
type.
you
Yeah.
pay for my daycare, I'm gonna make sure your kids is well taken
okay,
care
but
of,
the,
everything.
the government needs to subsidize that.
And I did take subsidized, but let me tell you about the subsidized and the paying parent and what I didn't like about it. I'm gonna keep it 100 today, okay? The subsidized, they wouldn't sign the paperwork on time. I got to say, come on, where my money at? Now my paying parents, every Friday they was at my
Every Friday. Yep.
every Friday.
It's them voucher parents, Miss Andrea.
I'm just saying. I mean, I came to a point. I ain't taking subsidized no more. How about that?
Yep.
Well, see,
Yep.
that's the thing though, and then you get trapped. It's like a trap. They don't have anywhere to put their children. They done produce 4 or 5 of them, and
Yep.
and they put them on a school bus. They can go to work, but then they bring them back in a couple of hours. You know, if it's kindergarten, by 12 o'clock they're back. I'm just saying.
Miss Andrea, I was about to say that I'm starting to say I ain't accepting no more black kids, only white kids.
I was already there, Miss Tina.
I know that's terrible.
I only kept one black child.
That's terrible to say, but my white, man, them white people, they paid on time, man. They brought food, they brought sip-ups.
Thank you.
Man, please. They brought 2 sets of change of clothes. I didn't have to beg for clothes once they pee on themselves. I had to do none of that.
It's your own kind.
People, I know. Man, it's crazy. Yeah. It's your own kind.
I used to do
Well, you can't bring your 8 kids to work with you, so they got to go somewhere.
You can't.
They got to go somewhere. But all I'm saying is, you know, Rebel had said it earlier. It's a circle. It's a vicious circle. It's the snake eating the snake eating itself. It just goes and goes and never stops. And then there's always, if you give someone an excuse, they will use it.
True that.
Okay, it doesn't matter if you give them an excuse and they think you got sympathy for that excuse.
Oh, that's a danger.
They're gonna use that excuse every single time. Oh, you know, my car didn't work. Why? I thought I told you to get your car fixed. I even offered to give you some money to fix your car. Oh, I did something else. Something else came up because I took that excuse before. You're going to use that excuse as much as you can until that excuse doesn't work anymore. And that's what these young people are doing. You gave them the crutch, they're going to use it.
Yeah, and you know what? It's heartbreaking for me when I go to work sometimes and I pass by downtown. I see, y'all, there are so many tent cities. You can look on in certain portions of downtown, there's like little towns of tents.
Under
People living in, it's like under the bridges, the overpasses. Mm-hmm. It's like people are living out there in the elements like we're back in the, the olden days. It's like they're living like cavemen. And and I wonder what made them get to what happened to make them go over the edge. And these are not old people. These are able-bodied people to be able to survive out there living.
When you're living.
What happened to them? It was drugs. It was mental health. It was so many things that's what happened. They think it's okay to live in a tent instead of getting a place.
Well, they don't want to go to the shelters because there's rules.
Yeah, but there's no room. There's no room in the shelters anymore. But they would. But you the biggest problem is, and no one wants to face it. No one wants to say it. There's no rules in the tent. There's no rules in the tent city. Nobody's ruling the tent city. You can come and go as you please. You can do all the drugs. You can drink all the alcohol that you want. But once you place yourself in a shelter, or you ask somebody for help, there becomes rules.
Yeah.
But did you guys hear about that father who went in the church and killed his 3 kids and the man who was supervising his children?
No. Was that national? It was national news?
National news. It happened 3 weeks ago. He went in the church and killed his 3 daughters and killed the man who was supervising the visit.
Oh my God.
It happened like down. It's close to me. It's really close. And I don't been to that church before. And when I drove by it, I was coming from the hospital because I was in the hospital for like 3 days because I had a blood clot. And my girlfriend said, "Drea, remember that church we went to?" And I was like, "Yeah." She said, "That's what her father killed them three kids. He killed the 3 daughters and the man who was supervising the visit."
Wow.
Which means something was going on. Either they
That
were going to
him and
cut
the
his visits off,
No, but
or
the problem was he had the wife had a restraining order, and I guess they didn't check and see he had any guns because I just don't understand. The wife had a restraining order against him and everything, and the man who was supervising the visits at the church, I'm like, it should have been at the damn CPS office where where cops are at.
I was gonna ask why wasn't it the CPS office?
Because the guy the father lived at the church, okay, and so they had a man who was supervising the visit. But normally, if you're gonna supervise visits, it's at the CPS office because they got plenty of sheriff to shoot first and ask questions later.
well, you can't get in there without going through a metal detector on most
Yes,
of these places.
yes. But he went in that church and killed his 3 daughters and killed the man who was supervising the visit. And when men do that, they are trying to punish the wife. They leave the wife behind, and she'll be devastated for the rest of her life, losing her kids.
Well, not always. Okay, so you guys probably don't remember. His name was Chris Benoit. He was a WWE wrestler. His wife was going to leave him. He spazzed out, killed his wife. He killed his son. And the note he left behind was, "There's nobody to care for my son, and no one will be able to take care of my son.
Wow.
So I gave him mercy because there'll be no one to care for him." And then he killed himself. So a lot of times these things like that happen. You don't know,
Undiagnosed mental
yeah,
disorders.
just you don't know what's going through people's minds, and you could push them and push them and push them, and sometimes the system does just that. Rebel was talking about it. I asked for help. I tried to get help. You know how many veterans are on the street right now? They asked for help, and because it takes so long for somebody to answer anything, that's where they end up. They end up in those tents. They end up on the street because there isn't enough people to help, and they're not getting the proper care, whether it be therapy or even medical. A lot of times when people get sick and there's no one to help them, they just think about, I mean, how much longer do I have to suffer? You know, and then who am I going to blame? Am I going to blame the government? I'll just blame the government, and that happens a lot too. But a lot of times when you start taking things away from people, and you know, I'm not. I know you people go look at me side eye a little bit, but a lot of times, if a mother is making it difficult for a father to see their child because they don't like the man no more, maybe he cheated on them, so they make it difficult for that man to have a relationship with his child.
I understand that, okay, but I'm sick of giving motherfuckers excuses, okay? I'm tired of excuses, okay? And what I'm saying is, okay, if that's the case, then take your ass down to family court and file motherfucking papers.
Exactly.
So if she's being difficult, me and my ex-husband had a court order, and you know what? That was my insurance policy. Okay, I didn't enforce it. I just made sure I had it on paper. So when he want to act a damn fool and don't pay my damn money, here it goes, judge. But I never. But if anytime he said, "Drea, can I see the kids? Even if it's not my weekend, hell yeah, come and get their asses." It don't bother me.
Because you're a special woman, but out there there's plenty of women that are not special, and they're spiteful.
And they use their children as bargaining chips. Yes.
Don't get another woman. What's the first thing gonna come out of a woman's mouth if you get another woman?
Yes,
and you're
I
happy.
said it. Yes, I sure did. Don't take my kids around her dumb ass.
There you go.
They're my kids.
Okay, but
he still.
We all do that.
Okay, but the thing is, I feel like these are my kids. I feel like these are my kids. Okay, at the end of the day, these are my baby. These are mine. I'm a barracuda. Show is.
But he still got to go on. He still got to live his life, Andrea. He got to go on.
I'm okay with that, Rebel. Hold on a minute. Slow down before you roll. This is how I feel. And I'm telling you, if you had a baby, you would feel the same way. Look, don't take my kids around every time, Dick and Harry. The hoe you sleeping with every week.
I agree.
Exactly. I don't know her.
I don't know her.
I don't know her.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
Now, you've been dating her a year. Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
The hoe that you met.
That's fine. And I know her too. I have to meet her.
But again,
she's gonna be around my kids.
As a man, if you get a new man, isn't he gonna be around my kids?
No.
You see, when I get a new man, my man don't come around my kids unless I've been dating him 2 years.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I know that's how girls get molested with the
and it's not only girls.
No, ain't my ex-husband ain't never, but except one time in my life, had to worry about his kid. One time, and one time was a motherfucking enough.
Well, but that's not true for everyone.
Yes, it's not true for everyone.
The man has to sit back and watch a different man stroll through the house all the time. But as soon as you get a woman, it becomes a problem.
I told my ex-husband I didn't want to see his new bitch around my children. Okay, I told him. Okay, I told him. I said, check this out. And then she was a motherfucking mistress. I'm like, these are my children. Okay. And be glad, and this is the thing. I ain't a ghetto woman, but be glad I didn't beat that bitch ass and knock her windows out for messing with my damn husband. Okay. So my baby, you should be lucky. You should be lucky that I'm your ex-wife, because I ain't knock her windows out. I haven't hit her in the head. I ain't did shit. But now my daughter about to have a baby. We gotta play grandparents, and she gotta be around. I still ain't cuss the bitch out like I really want to.
I'm gonna go sit back in the corner right now.
Okay, I'm with you. I'm walking right over there with you.
Okay. But still, I still ain't cuss the bitch out. But you know what? I'm learning that everything ain't that damn serious. Okay.
And Tita, that sounds like that background that was pulled up on me.
Oh man, it was such a joke, baby. I was right there with you too. I was like, nah, that's crazy.
In a perfect world, the children should always come first.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
That's in a perfect world. But this isn't a perfect world. And jealousy is the number 1 factor of criminal activity. Okay, when it comes to murder, when it comes to assault and battery, when it comes to just 2 people getting in a fight, jealousy is the number 1 reason why those things happen.
Randy!
Oh.
Y'all, I'm gonna get down now, okay? Because I'm getting ready to go. Yeah, it was nice talking to y'all, sharing space with everybody here.
I miss Tita.
Bye, Tita.
B-Town here. Y'all take care.
Have a good one,
Yeah, those emotions can get you in trouble, definitely. And the children should come first. If he was a no good husband, I understand if you want to be able, yes, you should meet the woman that's going to be around your children, but you shouldn't, that man and yourself, you both have to go on with your lives. And because you don't want anyone around your children, because they're not going to love your children like you love your children.
And I told his dumb ass that, Rebel. I said, when you divorce her ass, She ain't gonna never know my kid's name.
But you already have them divorced.
What you say?
Oh, look, okay. But because that could be problematic, that can put the kids can suffer from that the most.
Yes, you're right.
Because you put them in a space of turmoil. Because if y'all are getting into it, children pick up that I knew when my parents were arguing. I knew when and it made me feel I had a lot of anxiety because of that. You don't want him to go on with his life, and you're pissed off at him, and that bitterness that you have for him is the children we're absorbing it. And I know that my mother let me go to my father's, and I was around my stepmother. I didn't get abused or anything, but
Brandy.
you still have to. I understand. Meet the other woman if you want to meet whoever. Now, if she was a mistress, I can understand why you have reservations. But if he does if he's going forth with his life with someone else, I would be like, listen, long as my children are treated right, don't abuse my kids. But that same thing, he can reverse it and say, when you're with a man, I want to meet him. Because I don't want women, there are cases of women abusing children, but it's most likely the men are much more, it happens with them much more than women.
Brandy.
You know, Rebel, to this day, she was a great stepmother to my children. She was a great stepmother to my children. I still don't like her, okay? And it's okay.
You're right. It is okay.
Yes, it is
Your
okay.
Your personal opinion of that woman should not matter. It's your opinion. You're allowed to have it.
Yeah.
Especially if it was done to you the way it was done.
Yeah, but my kids are round welded. They good kids, and yes, she was a good stepmother. So I will always tell anybody she did things that Andrea didn't do. She made cookies with the kids and all that. So she was a good stepmother to my children. And like I told my kids, I'm glad of that. But the first initial, I was really mad over it. But I got over it. I moved on. And she was a good stepmother to my children. And I only cussed her out like one time when she came after my son. So that was important. But we ain't had no other problems since. They grown on it. They grown now. So I just co-parent you.
There's a woman in court right now, and they're trying to see if they could charge her for knowing that her boyfriend was doing something to her child.
That's why you cannot let everybody around your kids.
Did y'all see? Did you see what happened to Royce from Basketball Wives?
Yeah.
Her son, messing with other people's children, and that fell on her because she's supposed to have supervised him around children.
No, Rebel, he was not supposed to be around other people's kids. He's a predator himself.
So he had been caught before.
Yes. He already been kicked out of school. He already been kicked out of school messing with a girl. So he was never supposed to be around other people's kids. And
it was her boyfriend's son. It was her boyfriend's son. But it's your boyfriend's son. You're with him, and he has his child with him.
Does he live in that? Is he living in that house with her?
Yes.
I don't think he was living there.
Yes, he was living there, and she said that it was there for the summer. He didn't even know what her son did. She failed too many times. She failed to tell her boyfriend why her son can't be around other kids. She failed the son, and Dwight Howard failed his son. That son gonna need treatment until until he's 21. I'm sorry.
Well,
I was looking at that. Well, he was there for the summer. Okay.
It's also a lawsuit. It's also a civil suit.
Yes.
The families that happened to the little girls' families, they could sue all of them.
It was little boy's family.
A little boy sue.
The first victim is a girl.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But the last one was the boy.
Yes.
That's a lawsuit right there. Because if they knew and there's a court order saying he is not supposed to be around other children, and they allowed it, then they're liable. And the only way people learn is if you take their money or you put them in jail. That's the only two ways people actually learn. Take their money or put them in jail. Other than that, people don't learn. You can't just tell somebody, hey, that's wrong, you shouldn't do it.
But
don't ever do that again.
But it was said in the court papers that Roy has took a child around in men, all different kinds of men. She been inappropriate. Royce have nasty pictures in her bedroom where her son can just see everything that she do. I mean, some things. Listen, my mama always said, little kids need to stay out of grown folks' business. Little kids need to not be seeing so much stuff. It was things when my mom and daddy argued. They argued in their room when we went to bed. It was things inappropriate. My mom and dad didn't let her see. My mom and dad. I never went to a funeral until I was 21 years old. It was things that my parents did not let us see, and I think you gotta show your kids. And I bet my dollar the little boy's been touched. Somebody messed with him. This is learned here. And Dwight Howard that has his daddy who's in the NBA, he has been such himself.
Yeah, I heard about all the things that he had going on.
Yes, and so Dwight and the baby mama has failed the child. And then Dwight, even if the Dwight felt like his son was a little, they say a little sweet, Dwight don't like that. But the thing is, it's your son.
That's right. That's your blood.
How old is he?
You have an obligation to take care of him. And if that means he might need treatment for the rest of his life, you're going to pay for that shit.
How old was he?
The son is 14 now.
Oh, he's going to be,
See, he's a predator. I'm sorry.
But he's 14, so they won't charge him as an adult. Nothing they could do to him. He can't be charged as an adult. So
but the thing
for the next 4 years is the only thing they have for him.
Yeah, but he has potential. At the end of the day, is if he made little kids do that in front of him, he has potential to be a predator as an adult. See, that boy right now needs supervised and attends to supervise. And Royce excused us that her house was too big. Are you kidding me? Anytime kids come on my house right now, I don't care if it's my foster care kids, my adopted kids. When kids come on my house, they all sit in the living room. I don't allow kids in the bedroom. I supervise
and leave those doors open. Don't close them doors. Leave them open.
Thank you.
Or you'll get the hose, because I'll pull the hose out in a second and start spraying people with the hose. Don't be where I can't see you, because you'll get the hose.
It's like, how does she say her house was too big? You should have cameras around this damn house. You should never have the mother voice should never have any other kids in the house.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we hear you. You dropped out for a second.
Y'all should have seen me scrounging around up on this nightstand to get the phone.
But again, you're looking at a 14-year-old child. It's on his parents.
Yeah.
It's definitely on his parents. It's not, I mean, he learned it somewhere. It's not like he picked up a book and read about it. He learned that somewhere.
Well, it said that he was watching porno. He'd be on the internet. She at the end of the day, Royce is a bad motherfucking parent. And I said it, damn it. Okay, I'm so tired of people saying, no, she's a fucking bad parent. You don't take your son around every Tom, Dick, and Harry. You don't take your son and show him inappropriate things that you do. It's on video. Yes, it's on video that she's out here
being a friend, man.
Yes, she's being a friend.
No,
she's not a mother.
Kids left unsupervised can be very experimental.
Thank you.
And you have to, and we all know when you little, that playing mama and daddies can lead to a lot more things happening.
More things happening.
Well, this is a different time. I mean, when we grew up, you know, I'm not going to age everybody. There was no internet.
Right.
The cable TV had just come around, and it only had 6 channels.
Well, I was born in 2000.
Oh, shut up, brother.
I was
And
born
I
in
was getting ready,
I was born in
and I was,
1975. Okay, don't bother me.
But I'm saying it's a different time. You look at if your parents are still alive, they look at you like you crazy with all this shit.
Yes,
You know,
yes.
your parents call you and the phone is 2 inches from their nose on a video chat, and you're like, pull the phone back. All I can see is your nostrils. They don't under they don't understand any of this stuff. So just imagine we grew
Yeah.
up with it. We still don't know half the stuff
I agree with that. I agree with that. But
that
you know
they know.
what I learned when I had two teenagers and they was getting the phones and internet. I had principal guidance on the phone. I was watching their phone. You didn't send no inappropriate pictures. None of that. You have to be careful. You have to watch your kids. Like
yeah, I was on that. Yeah,
The
yep.
okay.
discussion you need to have with your children when they reach a certain ages, it does not matter how you got the photo. If you pass the photo on, you now are entering into child pornography.
Yep.
It doesn't matter who sent it to you, they're in trouble too, but you got it and you sent it to someone else. So now you also become a child pornographer.
I don't even let people's friends become my friends on Facebook. Don't send me no. Why are you trying to be my friend and you 14 or 15 years? No, absolutely
Okay.
no. Unless you're my nephews and nieces or like my first cousins, stuff like. But just don't be sending me because I don't like that. That right there. If you're complimenting, you liking my pictures, and I ask, wait, how old are you? 15? Oh no, no,
Look,
no.
Yep.
everyone should be like Mike Tyson. Okay, when women used to ask Mike Tyson to take pictures, he would get upset and start yelling, "You just trying to send me to jail? You just trying to send me back to jail? I ain't take no picture with you. Leave me alone. Leave me alone." Because it happened to him, and that's
Mm,
the way everybody. Though I'm sorry, young child, I don't need a picture of you. I don't need to conversate with
right.
you. I will talk to
Yeah.
your parents, and your parents can tell you whatever I need to tell. Whatever.
Exactly.
Hey, TC.
And Miss B Town,
Hey, TC.
you got the whole gang and some, and plus one and two and three and four. Look at Rebel and Andrea is on point. And the other gentleman, I don't know what's your name?
The truth.
Okay, how you doing?
All
Into the
right.
chat.
I didn't
I,
mean to get. I didn't mean to get Andrea all worked up. Though.
oh no, that's Andrea. You didn't do that. That's Andrea. She's fine. Shoot. If she wasn't worked up, we would think something was wrong. So no. We
Don't let
love
the
Okay.
stage
Andrea
taste
just the
All
fool
way
you.
she
right.
is. We
Have
love
me,
her just the way she is, and we have no apologies for it. We love her. We want her to be that way always
have
and forever.
Me and Rebel
Oh,
hiding in the corner.
That's it. I'm still over here.
I,
I'm hiding still. Yes.
I just wanted to, and I wanted to just say this because I appreciate this conversation, and it just inspired me to. I wanted to share something real quick. I have a same gender. I have a queen. I have I'm in a lesbian relationship. However, prior to being in this relationship, I was out there, and this brother in the state, he's a state trooper, and he Puerto Rican brother too. He told me, he said something that was very, very made so much sense because law enforcement, schools, everybody is linked up. So you have to be careful with children when they go to school. They say stuff to the teacher says things here, and everybody's a mandated reporter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So I just yes. So I just so happened to be talking to a young lady who had a child who had issues, who, was having issues, had issues, whatever. And he told me when he saw them, he said, "I'm not in your business." He said, "I love you like my sister." He says, "However, I foresee something and I want you to take note. be mindful with children. They go and they talk and they go to school and they talk and they tell your business. And if you don't want your business out there, be careful what you do around that young lady and what you say around her daughter.
Mhm.
And I will say, thank God for him, because he really put me down on game. And what's really interesting is that it happened to her in another relationship after we stopped talking, on and on, life goes on. Just so happened that the same young lady, her daughter, um, they I don't know what was going on, but she was dating another young lady, and this other young lady works in federal government. And this little girl, because her mother wasn't giving her the attention or anything anymore, it got to be a very, very unfortunate situation with the lady's job. So I think when the young man, I forgot his name, but he said something about jealousy and just being very mindful of who you're getting, what kind of time that you're spending with the children, with their parents, and just be mindful of how they used to spend time together, and try not to interrupt that, because children will get upset.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't lying.
And,
You're not lying,
and
because that happened to my girlfriend a couple weeks ago. Okay, she got a new man. Okay, she got a new man, and then
uh-oh,
moved the man in. Okay, and then
uh-oh,
got a teenage daughter. Okay, and my girlfriend called me. She said, "Drea, she went down to the schoolhouse and told people my mama got a new boyfriend. I don't like him. Blah blah blah." I said, "Let me tell you something. You better shut this shit down right now. We're gonna have CPS at your front door. I know
right,
how this works."
okay, there you
Okay,
go.
you better shut it down right now. And next time, I said, we ain't white. I'm sorry, I said it. We ain't white. We black. We got some issues. You gonna tell a cousin, sister, mama, auntie. Okay, you don't go down there and tell them white folks, because the minute you go down there and tell them white folks, they don't have CPS at your front door. I told
That's
my girl,
right.
you better shut this shit down right now.
And what people don't understand is when they accuse you, you're front page news.
Right.
Yes,
All the time.
When they
Guilty until proven
yeah,
innocent.
Thank you.
but when
that's right, Rebel.
but when
Right.
when you found out to be innocent, it's the third page from the back is going to be, oh, it wasn't him.
Hmm.
It's on in the third page from the back of the paper. But when they
Right.
accused you, you were front and center with your mugshot right there on the front page.
Right.
And that happens a lot with young girls in high school and middle school. They go accuse people of shit because they angry. That shit follows you around. Once somebody writes your name down on a piece of paper, it's on a piece of paper. Once the police investigate someone, your name is on the paper.
People.
And it until you go all the way to the bottom where you get the finding and the facts, it might say there, well, there was no evidence to substantiate, but that's all the way at the bottom. But your name is at the top of that damn paper that everybody could see.
Yep. And I told my girlfriend, I said, let me tell you something. That's y'all house. That was her house. I said, let me tell you
Right.
something about this new generation. See, this new generation is different. Okay. My mom used to say, "This is my damn house. I'm gonna do what the hell I want to do." See, this new generation is different. You got to ask, you got to talk to them. I said, sis, she called me. She said, "Drea, how you do?" I said, "I told you my daughter was a wild card, okay?" But I said, this how you deal with your daughter. Did you have a conversation before you move your new man into the house with her?
Mm.
He was like, "No." I said, "See, that's where the problem lies at." Okay. She don't like him because she feel like he don't came in her house. Okay.
And
I
you
said,
ain't my daddy. You ain't my daddy.
yes. I said, so she's 14. You should have said, you should have had the conversation and had a sit down, not with your man and her, you and her. Because this y'all
Right.
house, not his house.
You know, when
Right.
they say that you ain't my daddy thing, I say, well, good thing I'm not, because my foot would be at least a foot in your ass already.
Okay.
We'll see. Here's the thing, and then we have to have boundaries. We have to have some understanding, and
Mm-hmm.
and don't get me wrong. I'm about that life. I don't have a problem with corporal punishment. However, I will say this, that it is important, and I agree with Andrea. They should have had the conversation, and I'm not saying the conversation like asking her, "Can I have somebody?" No, you're still the parent. You have to let
Mm-hmm.
them know what's going on, and you do it in a way. Now, when homeboy does come into the home, he also has to have a particular character. He also has to have a particular understanding, and also know that we all have been children before as well. I am,
Mm-hmm.
let me just say this, I'm an only child, so I've never had to share my parents' affection. And I noticed that when I'm around folks who are around who are around me, who are not only children, I've noticed that oftentimes they'll go off with their parent. They'll talk to their parent on their own. Parents, you as a parent, if you have 3 and 4 kids, 5 and 6 children, you're gonna have to share your children's time sometime, and give that one child some time, give another child, and things of that nature. And then sometimes you can't do that all the time, but you have to try if you can.
Yeah.
And I've noticed that you have to give Andrea, your friend, she's gonna have to really, really work at it. Ain't nobody nobody's daddy. Ain't nobody nobody's mama. I am nobody's
Mm-hmm.
daddy. I
Mm-hmm.
am nobody's mother. I am an extended part of an extended family, and I'm part of the village.
Mhm.
And I am here to help and assist, and we're all gonna help and assist and grow together, because one day you might need that child. You never know.
But I
Well,
told my girlfriend, you only got a couple more years. You could just wait until she turned 18. Damn it. Okay. You
But
only got
that's
Right.
not fair. That's not fair, Andrea, to tell someone to wait. If they meet someone and they feel that they're developing feelings, 2 years is that's a lot of time to
That's a
wait.
long time. Yeah.
Oh, okay, but at the end of the day is who you putting first is the child. She gonna be gone in 2 years. She gonna go to college. I'll
but
wait for you.
that's a lot of 4 a.m. sneaking out of the house. That's a lot of
Okay.
4
midnight
a.m.
sneaking in and shit. That's not
In
I
the
can't. I
cold.
ain't got no toothbrush here. Oh damn! I damn forget my drawers. They may find them. That's a lot of that.
It
But
would be okay. Look,
I
it would
like.
be different. It would be different if she was like, I say this. It would be different if she was like 7 or 8, but she's 14. She's 14. About to be, no, actually she's 16. Matter of fact, she's 16. Okay, but the thing is, I was telling my friend, y'all, you have been a single mom. She see her daddy every weekend. Come on now,
Mhm.
when I say the girl was acting a fool, she was acting a fool. And when I say I have seen that road go down and it ain't good.
But
Okay.
he shouldn't want to be involved with that. If he's just
Right.
there, if he's there
Yeah,
just
that's a lot to walk
yeah,
into.
if he's just
A
there
lot.
passing by, he going to pick up mama in her little skirt to take her out for dinner because the kid can stay home by herself, and he gets lipped from that. I don't want to be there. Look,
I'm
you
with
know
you
what?
on that.
I will meet you
Okay,
at
well,
the
I just
mailbox.
he didn't feel uncomfortable. Okay, so I was like, so to me, I felt this when I had that domestic violence. I didn't start dating again until my kids was grown. Okay, and so I just felt like, look, I put my that made me feel like I'm gonna put my kids first, and when they get grown, I can start dating again, and that's what I
Well,
did. Mhm.
Andrea, are you saying that she should just not date at all? Or are you just
No,
saying that
I'm saying date his ass. No, I'm
maybe she
saying
shouldn't
date
have?
his ass. I'm saying date him, but he not live there.
Well, that's a big step. I mean, did you do a background check on
Well,
him?
does he have a house?
I don't see. I love my
Because
friend.
there's a lot of things that go into this. It's a lot of different
Yeah.
layers.
Yes, and I don't know all the layers, but I just what I got is I got a phone call and the daughter done went down to the schoolhouse, and I'm like, what? She did what? And so I'm like, wait a minute now. And so I told my girlfriend, this is a power struggle in your house. Okay, so I see she's not happy with him, and this is her house. She's been living in this house since she was a baby, and now you don't mood him in. You don't mood him in. You ain't had a conversation. You ain't did you even talk to her daddy about it?
That first off,
because at the end of the day, he is still the father of this child.
First off, that put him in a bad situation because all she got to do is say one word.
Yep. Yes.
And the whole house is
That's
coming
right.
down.
Yep.
And don't think she won't. Don't think she won't.
And that's what I was trying to tell my girlfriend. She only got 2 more years. Date him. I say date him all you want to, but not move him in the house with y'all.
Okay. Well,
I can see that.
Yeah, dating, and he doesn't. I'm just interested on what his residential situation was like.
My girlfriend didn't tell me Andrea pieces shit together. This girl
it don't sound. I don't hear marriage. I don't hear they getting married.
Oh, okay. I've got to tell y'all. I didn't tell you the new thing is when I was in the hospital with them blood clots, she called me and said they wasn't got married now.
Okay, so there you go. They're married now. But again, did she do a background check? Look, I every couple of days I get an email. Hey man, could you run a background check for me? Could you do Can you do a deep background search for me?
Women have to be. This is why I say women have to be careful moving men in the house with their kids.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Maybe because I come from a 2-parent home, I didn't see men in out my house. Okay, my mama didn't even allow us to go stay at our uncle's house. Not alone staying at my auntie's house. Okay, unless the boys wasn't there. So I'm just saying, women have to be careful if these ain't the kid's father moving somebody in the house too early. Okay, and people think I'm so crazy that I say I won't. If I'm dating a man and I gotta be dating him 2 years before he meet my damn kids. Yes, I mean that shit. Because my kids are important than some of relationship. Just in case we break up, you ain't here no more. My kids gonna always be here with me, and I don't want nobody touching them because I might hurt their asses.
Yeah, we heard that earlier with the breaking the windows and stuff.
Back to the corner.
Okay, here I come. I'm with you.
Okay, so if I ain't protecting my biological children, I'm damn sure protecting my adopted children. So I don't want nobody touching on them, bothering them, none of that. So my thing is, if I'm dating you, it's important.
Hey, in the USA.
That's a given right
there.
Thank
you for your share.
That right there.
Thanks
Nobody.
Look,
if I'm Mr. Hey, how you doing, baby? How you being you? Blah blah blah. I'm not here to discipline your children.
That's right.
I'm here to tell you your kids are badass and they did this, and you take care of them. But I will say, I will tell them in a second. Look, let me explain something to you. You're lucky. Because my foot would be so far up your ass, you'd know exactly the taste of my sneaker. So just cut the bullshit out.
And it depends on how long they were in the lives of the children. My stepfather was in my life as long as I can remember, since I was probably like 2 years old. And I'm his bonus son. He treats me just like my siblings, send me birthday gifts, was wanting to adopt me. My mother wasn't, with that, but I think if girls nowadays, they do move men in too soon. You have to do a background check. These guys.
And ladies, can I say this? Okay. When you move a man in your house, you just assumed all his debt too.
All his baggage too,
all his baggage, all his debt. Don't you know what? You want to do a background check on me? Well, you can't, but I'm just saying. If you want to do a background check on me, I'm not going to be offended. Because if I owe $150,000, you should know that.
Right.
If you owe $150,000, I should know that.
There you go.
If you got arrested last week for shoplifting, I should know that.
Right.
And if I'm all right with that, that's on me. but don't get offended because I checked on you.
Right.
You know,
I think black women, to me, I think black women are conditioning. And I think this is coming from a black man. I just feel like the black men have ruined the black woman. I think we are getting. I had a friend last night told me that I can't go to see Anthony Hamilton and Maxwell unless I had a man. And I told his ass last night, I ain't never heard that shit. So when I sit around waiting for a man to take me out, take me on vacation, that's how men hurt women. I'm not sitting around and waiting for you to take me to see Anthony Hamilton. I don't see Anthony Hamilton in concert 4 times. I don't need a man to go see him. But he said, "Oh, that's what a relationship." No, because when you do that, that's what women get hurt. They think we're desperate to have a man, and that's why if you don't got a man, they think you're wrong. No, I want the right man.
Mm-hmm.
So my thing is this: until I get the right man, I'm gonna take my ass on vacation. I'm gonna hustle. I'm gonna keep doing me.
That's right.
I told him this last night. I said, you know what? I'm trying to understand where you come from, but you know what? I realized something since I was in the hospital for 3 days with blood clots. Andrea Lynch is hard headed, independent. I'm gonna do the fuck I want now.
Uh-oh.
Hey, Miss Catherine, welcome in.
Because when you tell black women that you can't go see a concert, I said, then I wrote him back and said, then nobody should go see a damn concert then, because you need a man for that.
or maybe he feels like you're gonna throw your drawers up on the stage or something.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
It's that bullshit, Rebel. Okay, that's that bullshit. Really?
All right, I'm going back in the corner because Andrea about to go off again.
She about to go.
That's Rebel. He would throw his up there.
You know what? Just
Ooh,
like old parachute.
Andrea.
They even parachuted.
So Andrea, since you mentioned it, I have
Oh,
to ask
God.
this question,
Yes.
and
go ahead.
you don't have to answer.
Okay.
But the guy who said that,
Uh-huh.
who is he to you? And that's the answer. Don't worry about it.
I hear the giggle.
Okay.
I hear the giggle. So it's
Right, right.
That's confirmation.
The giggle
That's
tells
it.
me
Done deal.
it's more than a friendship.
I was like, you better be glad I got a blood clot in my damn lung, because I'm ready to cuss your ass out for sending me a damn text like that. Because I was like, did you go see Anthony Hamilton? Because he don't live in California, he lives in a different state. And I was like, Anthony Hamilton and Maxwell was at, he was like, that's what we do when you marry. I said, and you need a man for that. I said, huh? I said, I don't see Anthony Hamilton in concert 4 times. And all times my girlfriend with me. The first time my girlfriend was on vacation, and when she got back, I already bought the tickets. And I said, if that was the case, I said, this is why men and women don't get along. This is why black men don't get along with black women. Because when you tell us, oh, we need a man for this, we need a man for that. And my friend, I got mad with him because he said, Andrea, you're gonna be back in the hospital if you don't stop doing shit. And I said, well, look, I gotta do shit because I don't got a man. And he made me mad because he was like, your ass don't listen. And I said, you know what? I called my best girlfriend that I've been knowing since I was 19 years old. She helped me put a brand new bed up. I said, I'm strong, I'm independent, and damn it, I will pay somebody to help me. So when you say that we can't go to a concert without a man, that irritates the hell out of my nerves.
Maybe he felt that you might have met someone at the concert and he was worried.
It don't matter. It's a concert. Are you serious? I'm just going to listen to Anthony Hamilton, who's from my hometown, North Carolina. Are you kidding?
Did you have backstage passes?
Yes, I paid for all that.
Oh, see, that's where we go. There we go, right there. That's it, right there.
He thought you were getting ready to throw that on Anthony Hamilton.
Really, Anthony Hamilton. I love his music. Okay, I'm a music.
Look,
I like real music.
You can't think like a man. Okay, you can't think like a man. All right, I don't care how many books Steve Harvey writes. You can't think like a man. A man will always take it to the extreme. If you're going out with your girls, the first thought that comes in a man's mind is Oh shit, she out there with all them girls. Yo, it can be all kinds of guys. He's not thinking about you going out to have a good time. He thinking about all the guys that are watching you and your girls walk around.
Okay, so why does he? Why is he thinking like that?
Because he doing it too.
Hello.
Thank you.
See,
Thank you.
Yeah, because he has a penis.
You know, let me say this. We in 2022. You know, we don't hurt all the rhetoric, and we not going for it in 2022. If that's how you thinking, then that's how you doing. Okay.
Right.
And here's the other piece. If that is how you thinking, then you may want to up your game because you're not in the right game. Because listen,
I
if
didn't
you in
say
the
I thought that. I'm just telling you what the man
no
thought.
no, when I say you, I mean you plural. I mean not you
Okay,
singular.
men
And
in
so
general.
those men have got to stop thinking. That's that control factor that has been used, and it has worked in some instances, and it has been used on women for centuries. 2022 opened the whole entire vortex. That's not working anymore
Okay, well
at all.
you know what you don't understand is
Think like a man.
we've
I'm glad.
only we've
Mhm.
only not been cavemen for like 40 years now. Okay, 40 years ago we were cavemen. We hit you in the head, throw you over our shoulder, and carry you into the cave.
No, honey,
Okay,
no. Because I'm
they
52.
call
But
that S&M now.
let me help you. You right. There's some Neanderthals. I've never been one. I was born a goddess from day numero unto, and and there's many of us who have been. We old souls. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
I
so I
am.
do agree with you that there are some Neanderthals, Cro-Magnon man, Homo sapien sapiens. I was always 90 degrees upright on the square. And there's some of us who have been that way. We know this. That's why we can't understand it. That's why we have a lot of issues because we don't understand how people think the way they think and why do they think the way they think.
Thank you, TC. Because I was
Mhm.
baffled when he told me that shit last
And
night.
that's men and women. You know, there are a lot of brothers who are awesome men, and they come and they meet cruddy women and they meet cruddy men, and there's some of us women who meet cruddy men and meet cruddy women, and I think it's a lesson in all of it. But the bottom line is that I think it's a lesson for the other people because I don't understand how the infidels think the way they do. I'll be like, are you serious? Is that it's just very interesting. Very interesting.
well, I noticed Andrea keeps putting her mic on mute because she's screaming at us right now, Rebel.
No, it's not. No, I'm not. My kids have been talking in the background. I put it on mute. That's
Okay.
fine. Okay.
I'm
But-
just saying, in a perfect world, every man would be Prince Charming. Every woman would be Cinderella in a perfect world. But it doesn't work like that.
Nope.
Nothing's ever going to work like that.
Yeah. You're right. You have to have the subjects. You have to have the cooks. You have to have the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker.
The court jester.
Yep,
The court. Yes.
That's me. Oh.
You know. There you go. But it's a whole show. It's a whole production. So
it is.
yes, you're absolutely right.
You also, on the other spectrum, there's women like that. Okay,
yes.
There's women that are drawn to that. They're drawn to the the caveman. They're drawn to that. That's what they like. They like this strong, abusive man. For some reason, that's what they're drawn to. The bad boy. Some women are drawn to the bad boy, but with the bad boy, you got to get what you get, right?
And bad boys are meant to be a temporary distraction and not something that you're going long term with either.
Right, not a bad boy.
That's real. No, but that's real. That's real.
Andre's perking up.
Yeah.
Like the coffee pot percolating, getting ready.
Now look. Okay, I do like a bad boy, but let me say about my bad boy.
God.
I got my own definition of bad boy. Okay, so let's say, okay, I like a bad boy. Okay, my ex-husband was a bad boy, but the difference for my bad boy is that he works a 9 to 5. Okay, he know what's going on in the streets. Okay, but at the same time, is he ain't dealing in the streets. Okay, and he's good provider. Okay,
so where did the bad boy part come in at? How is he a bad boy? What constitutes him as a bad boy?
because he was hard headed when we was growing up together. He was a bad boy, okay, and so I was attracted to that. But even though he was a bad boy, he had an earring in his ear when his mama said no. But he was still a working hard man. Okay, so I like my man that's a working hard man, but he still know what's going on in the streets, but he ain't about the streets. Okay, so I'm just saying, I have an excitement for them kind of brothers.
Oh my God! Oh,
well, okay, rebel. Okay, now you gotta okay. So here's my thing. I guess my definition of a bad boy. Let me Andre. I'm gonna share this with you and of course Miss B Town. I think of a bad boy as somebody who don't work, he makes no contribution, but he only works with his root chakra, and that's his sexual organs, and that's it. Don't contribute nothing, doesn't work, thinks people he's living off of everyone, his aunties, his mom, his grandmother, his sister. He could call on her, she'll have backup for him. He can he's got baby mamas all over there. I consider them bad boys.
And I think like bad boys, like you said, I think it's a dude out in the streets, maybe slanging drugs, he fighting all the time, just in and out of jail, but he gives you that rugged look, which again should have been for a temporary roll in the hay, and you let him go by his business. A future with a bad boy is very problematic.
Okay, I have a question, Miss B-Town, Andrea. Do you feel like you could change that bad boy? You think you could domesticate that bad boy?
Good question.
Mm-hmm.
She's thinking.
No, because I left. I'm giving it.
Okay. So, a bad boy. Look, let me tell you something. I got standards. Okay, nobody said I didn't have standards. My bad boy, I gotta keep a damn job. Okay, he gotta have a. But I don't deal with losers. Okay, if you say, if you meet me, say, hey, Drea, what's going on? Can I take you out? What kind of job do you got? Okay, do you got a job? Because if you ain't got a job, baby, you can't be with me.
The streets is his job. That's his job. Them streets.
No, that's not no. You gotta have like a 401k. You can file taxes, that kind of shit. Okay, I'm used to that kind of shit.
Now that's not a bad boy though. That's not a bad boy.
I think she where I am with the bad boy thing. He wears his clothes up to date with the younger crowd.
Okay.
Not hanging around his ass, right? His pants don't. His pants aren't around his ass. Are they looking like a penguin? Please tell me.
But he's still stylish. But he's still stylish. He's not going around wearing Stacey Adams shoes. He's wearing shoes that's up to date. Like, I mean, come on. Like,
what's wrong with
leave my uncle out of this, TC.
Stacey Adams. I like Stacey Adams.
My man has to have a job, or he goes to a 40-hour job. No. I don't mess with men who don't got a job, because you don't got a job. You can't see. My thing is this: I have I had an ex-husband who always had a job. My father had a job. My brother got a job. So if he said he ain't got a job, he can't get Andrea Lynch's phone number. Okay, you ain't worth my time. You waste the energy. Okay,
yes,
so my thing is, if you talking to me, you won't have something.
Now, if he a bad boy, Andrea, okay, this is the difference between a non-bad boy and a bad boy. A non-bad boy call you and be like, hey, babe, why you didn't answer your phone? I've been calling you. Bad boy. B, why you didn't answer your goddamn,
Right,
Oh,
right.
Let me say something. Let me tell you how I roll, Rebel. The if you call me out my name, I might love you to death, but you can't even talk to me no more because we're done. Because that triggers me. How about that?
but doesn't that come with the bad boy image? Because they don't play by rules.
I have dated a lot of bad boys, and they never called me out my name. Okay.
Well, he's also calling at what 11:30 at night.
So no. So my bad boy got he works a 9 to 5, but he still know what's going on in the streets. He still know what's going on, but he work every day. He got family.
He's shooting dice on the corner.
No, he ain't shooting dice in the corner because that's that bullshit.
Then he ain't no bad boy, yo.
Right.
He gotta be able to play some numbers. He gotta know where the. You know what I mean? He got to be able to throw some dice, play some dominoes, maybe with the hood, yo.
Yeah.
You talking about a 401k? He go around in these neighborhoods talking about a 401k. They get ready to rob him.
That's it.
I put a few drug dealers in jail that had 401ks. I just want to tell you that.
We better find her iced tea and quick.
Okay.
Iced tea would be the perfect person.
So I'm just saying. No, I'm my man. I got standards. Okay, I'm a little bougie. Okay, so no, I can't. I need somebody who go to work every day. I need that.
So I have a question for Andrea, and then I'm actually gonna say it, and then I'm gonna run in the corner and pull something in front of me to hide after I say this. So after your first outburst towards this man, so say he's late or something, or he told you he's going to do something, he couldn't do it. After the first outburst, what reaction do you get? I'm curious. I'm gonna go back. Wait. Let me go in the corner. Hold up. Go ahead.
See, I'm like this. I'm like a baseball team. I give you 3 strikes and you're out.
Oh.
Okay. I had this guy I was dating, and he asked. I took some chicken out the refrigerator, and he's like, "I don't think it's fresh." And that pissed me off. I was like, my chicken is fresh, okay? And I said, you know what? You better be glad that you on strike number 2, because strike number 3, we're done talking. I'm gonna change my phone number.
So he said your chicken wasn't fresh. No, he actually meant real chicken, right?
Yes, he's not from the United States. He's from Jamaica. So I was like, y'all food over there ain't good any damn way. Our food over here, you can freeze some shit, okay? You don't know about that.
Yeah, in Jamaica, you go out back in the yard and grab some chicken and cut it.
Grab it.
Feather it.
And so he said, I didn't think it was good. So I threw it away. Oh my God, that got on my nerves. I said, let me tell you something. You throw my food away again. Okay, you're on strike 2. One more, you out.
What, did he throw away frozen food or had it thawed out?
No, he was like, Andre, I'm hungry. I was like, well, I got some chicken in the refrigerator. You could, because he knew how to cook really well. And he was like, I took out the freezer and I gave it to him. And he was like, I was like, it's not expired because you can freeze chicken. Mama showed you can freeze chicken. And he said, I threw it away. And that just irked my nerves. Don't waste some food that I gave you. And so I said, look at here. We ain't in Jamaica. We're in the United States. Our food is fucking good over here, okay? And I said, the next time I give you something and you throw my food away, you on strike 2. One more, you out, baby.
So here's the thing, Andrea, how did you reconcile that situation?
Because he was like, Drea, I'm so sorry. I apologize. I didn't know. He was like, I didn't know.
So did he go out and did he buy some chicken and make it right?
Yes, he went out and bought some more chicken for me and still cooked the meal because his brother can cook really good. And
okay.
We was in a 4-year relationship. Okay, we were still good. But
so when was the second strike? Was that in year 2, year 3?
No, he had his strikes almost 6 months, and I was like, "You gonna get one more, and you're gonna be out."
He hung on for 6 months after that.
Yeah.
For 3.5 years, he hung on for 3.5 years without getting another strike.
We was together almost 4 years. 4 years, and you know what? I will never forget that brother because that brother was hella good to me. He was good to me, and he was older than me. but he was good to me. He was very good to me. And so that is the second man in my life that it was older. Well, he was older than me. He was good to me, and I never forget him. And we didn't leave off, and when we broke up, it wasn't bad terms. It was just our time. But he was good to me, and I'll never forget him. And I actually met him at the gas station when I was going to the club. And I told him I didn't want his phone number.
But somehow you got it.
Yeah, yes, yes. But I'm just saying is he wasn't from the United States. He was from Jamaica, but he was a good brother. And
All right, Rebels back from the corner.
back from the corner. But I say he cooked well, and he was good to me. But I give men 3 strikes, and if you do something that I just don't like,
do you tell them they have 3 strikes?
I was like, look, I keep it 100. If I said, I got 3 strikes, and so I'm like,
oh God,
yeah, I got 3 strikes, and like a baseball team, 3 strikes. And so,
Andrea,
yes,
you give, because that's almost like giving a person an ultimatum. It's like you're giving me 3 strikes. What do you consider 3 strikes? Like if he pissed on the toilet, is that a strike?
No. That's petty to me. That's petty.
Well, throwing chicken out was a strike.
Yeah, it was. I ain't gonna lie. I was dating this guy, okay, and my kids was going with their daddy for the weekend, and he was in the kitchen cooking, okay, and that pissed me off. I was like, how you cook my food? These are my kids' food, and then cook himself something to eat, and then cook me nothing.
What was he? Was he Vin Rames in Baby Boy cooking?
and you know what?
You see, she didn't answer, right? You see, she didn't say no, right?
I noticed that.
I still got mad because I'm like, dude, that's my kids' food. Okay, something about touching something that belongs to my kids was anal to me. I was young mom. That was my kids.
I was like that too.
Yeah, that's
Andrea,
my kids' food. Yeah.
It seems like things can kind of set you off pretty quick.
No, let me tell you something. I'm more mellow and laid back now. But by that time, I was a hyphy mom, but I'm so laid back now. You can't really do a lot to piss me off.
You're laid back. You're laid back now.
Yes,
I'm right. Exactly. You were nothing nice back in the days. Good God.
I wasn't. Look, hey Rebel, he left his jersey on the ground, but I could dry clean. Ooh, that brother made me so mad. I called him and said, "Nigga, come get your shit, cause I ain't dry cleaning this shit." Okay. So ooh. I was not nice back in the day. Okay, but I am so laid back now. And
so answer the question. Was he Vin Rames?
Yeah, he was
cooking in the little apron and nothing else?
Yes, but he still pissed me off.
Okay, see.
Because they were in the house by themselves. That's why I said,
Mm-hmm.
She mentioned that your kids weren't there.
Andrea,
yes.
Your kids, were they gone for the weekend?
Yes, they was gone weekend with their dads.
Okay, and he was cooking.
Yeah, he was cooking.
And he took see. Here's what I see. Oh God,
because he didn't know what to touch.
Yeah, I see, but you don't touch anything. You bring food to the house.
Thank you. That's how I.
So
now that's what I would have done.
Hold up. Because number one. Let me explain. Let's keep it 100. You don't know, and Andrea, I'm not saying this about you. I'll bring food to the house. Okay, I got to because then I'll cook it when I get there, or we will cook it when I get there.
Okay.
Or I will get it made, or I will get it catered or something like that.
Or because you don't know how they maintain the food.
You don't know. Yeah, I mean. Now, the other thing is if you do have children, if a woman has children, you do not take away from those children.
Thank you. That's how I felt. That's
what did he cook?
That's my whole thing. So if you want something to eat, don't get me wrong. I have bought stuff, and then I will bring for the children as well. If it's, like I'm gonna just get like a Friday, and like in Philadelphia, this is hoagies, cheesesteak town, right? And this is some things that these people do. Because I'm from Brooklyn, so when I say these people, the things that the folks do in Philly on Fridays, everybody has hoagies and chips and all that kind of good stuff. So if you're gonna go somewhere, you're gonna meet with your lady or your whoever, and they have children, you bring. I'll bring maybe about 5 or 6 hoagies.
Wow.
And yeah, and me and my lady, we have one, and then like the children, and we cut it up, and the children can have some for Friday, and possibly, depending on the kids and their appetite and their palate, they can keep it for Saturday morning when they wake up, whatever.
I'm not dating a woman with like 5 kids because that's a lot of damn.
Well,
That's like
I'll bring a
$100.
pizza.
That's like $100 right there. 5 hoagies, that's $100.
Okay, let me just pick a large pizza up and we eat off of that.
Yeah.
And no, that's a good thing too. No, you can get a couple. That's good too. All I'm saying is, look, and you don't know why there are other children around, because I listen. I have one that has 3 kids, three daughters. But here's the thing: she has 3 daughters, and then they have little girlfriends and stuff like that. And how you just gonna buy for your girl and your girl's kids?
Yeah,
no,
go eat in the
you
room.
got all the children because they have their little slumber party bullshit things.
Go eat in the room.
And you don't do that, okay?
And that's why I got rid of his ass. Okay, that's why I was like, I'm good. I changed my phone number.
Well,
okay,
what did he cook?
What you say? He
Oh Lord, have mercy.
Why you be laughing before you say something?
Okay.
Andrea?
You know she about to say something.
He was making hamburgers, and he was making 2 at one time. I was like, wait a minute there. Okay,
one for you, one for him.
He was this is my kids' food. Okay, I was a young mom. I was just
the hamburger meat.
Yes, but the patties, the big patties, he was making 2 at one time. I was like, oh no.
I thought it was like some Alaskan king crab legs or something.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
no.
We can't forget all he had on was an apron. How is he going to go to the store when all he's wearing is an apron?
And I was already working two jobs too. I'm like, I'm good. I'm good.
I understand what you're saying.
He should respect my children. If you don't respect my children, I don't respect you. So I feel like that was my kids' food in the fridge, in the freezer. And check this out. I'm working hard. Make sure I keep food in here. And he was in there just cooking. And I was like, I'm done. When he left, I called him and say, you left your jersey. I'm not dry cleaning. Come and get this shit. And I changed my damn phone number.
Before you hit him with the meat patties right in the face, before you threw the meat patties at him, hit him all in the face, did you give him a chance to say, "Oh, I'm gonna go ahead and buy some. I'm gonna go ahead and replace. I'm gonna buy some groceries before I leave"?
No, because I feel like this. These are I'm a single. I'm a divorcee. I got 2 kids, and I feel like if you can't respect me as my 2 kids, then you ain't gonna respect me ever. So I just said I don't want to deal with that, and I let him go.
Was he a bad boy?
Yeah, he was a real bad boy.
See, that's why he was a bad boy. Bad boys, they do things on their terms.
So he was a real bad boy, okay?
Yeah. Okay, I get it.
But Rebel said something. Andrea Rebel said something that was very interesting, and that the bad boys are good for a temporary situation. So maybe he thought, he's looking at his term very temporarily, and it's like whatever.
So he was on.
He wasn't looking for a commitment.
Right.
I wasn't looking for no commitment either, but you ain't gonna. I don't care if you. This my thing. Don't touch my kids' food. Okay, so I'm angry on things like that. Okay, I am. That's so important for me. And so so I was like, we're done. I just don't have no tolerance for it because my kids. It's important to me, and since he didn't think my kids was important, and he ate up their food, he didn't never see.
And no conversation, you didn't want to have a conversation with him about it. Maybe
conversation. I ain't got to talk to you. The sex was good, but I will get somebody else. I'm done.
So his death row meal was hamburgers.
Yes,
that's basically what it was.
So how many strikes did he have prior.
Y'all are terrible.
How many? How many?
You know what? I
How many strikes?
was more worse than now. Okay.
So it wasn't no strikes. That's what she's saying. Because
Oh,
It was one pitch and he was out.
He was out.
I think each of those burgers was a strike apiece.
Yes, yes.
There
And
you
then
go.
he ate
That's
it.
right.
And then he ate it. That made 3 strikes right there. So he did have 3 strikes.
So but
He made
yeah,
two burgers and ate it. That's 3
I
strikes.
find it very interesting that folks can walk up in your house
yes. Thank you, TC.
and be comfortable enough to help themselves in a manner in which you don't know what this person is about and what they've got going on, and your food. I mean, see, listen, it's different. If you walk up in somebody's house and say, can I use the bathroom? You go and use the bathroom. That's it.
And
But
don't
to
do
eat
number
somebody's
2.
and
food,
when you come out, don't be in my damn refrigerator.
that's what I'm saying.
Then
Like,
you
who
got
does
going
that?
on.
And what's stupid? See, this is the reason why all these old farts right now in their 50s, because Andre and most of them was probably in their 50s. I mean, they were young. They were older than you, right? So these old geezers.
I'm sorry. This was a younger guy than me. He was younger than me. Okay.
Bad boy.
He was
Oh, he was younger than you?
Bad
But
boy.
if you notice, people
cougar.
nowadays, their health is at 50 and 40 years old. They're disgraceful.
I like younger men, so I date younger men.
I knew you was a cougar. I knew it.
So she gives off those cougar vibes.
Okay, so we're forgetting something here. The man was cooking naked in the kitchen. How much more comfortable do you have to get in someone's house to have your balls hanging in their kitchen?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Like, who in the world?
Oh God.
Oh, Andre is on mute now. Oh, okay.
Yeah, she just cussed me out.
Do I rebel? I'm cougar vibes, rebel. Do I?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got Vin Rames vibes. So.
Rebel, you think I get out cougar vibes?
I do.
I think D Trumps and Rebel have broken this case, and we didn't even know it was a case. They broke it.
I'm very good. I have very, very good investigation skills.
You know
I
what?
can tell by people's answers how they answer, how long of a pause between the answer, or what's coming next.
Or how they giggled, before they answered.
Yes.
Yeah. And how long was she giggling before she unmuted herself?
I call it the guilty giggle.
Yes.
And remember, she was
years younger than me. Okay, only a couple of years.
And remember, she was on mute, so she was giggling before she even unmuted herself.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna go back in the corner.
No, I like. Yes, do I like younger men? Okay, but I have a standard about dating younger men. Okay,
how much younger, Andrea? How much younger?
Well, I was dating this guy. He was I'm 47 and he is 39.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that ain't bad.
Right.
Yeah, I had my Jamaican boyfriend. He was 52. I think I was 46 when I was dating him. Yeah, but I like him. It depends on how you talk to me. Like, I'm not gonna just talk to you when you come up with that yo baby bullshit. No, you don't give me like that. You gotta come with a little swag. And I'm just saying.
So, do the younger guys? They'll let you hit them in the face with meat burgers and shit like that, and they're okay with it.
Because no. The younger guys, they have good jobs and everything. I just started dating this guy. He was younger. I stopped dating younger guys. I did. I did stop dating younger guys, but I did meet somebody, and he was younger. I thought he was in his 40s, and when he told me he was 38, I was like, damn. But his talk, because he's a single dad, his talk was like, damn, life has been hard on you. And I didn't know he was that young. But
Interesting.
I am attracted to men who take care of their families, who are providers, and who are who doing things. Now you
But
might
that
get
doesn't ring. That doesn't say bad boy to me.
that doesn't say bad. They have a little swag. I don't want no. I
Oh,
mean,
no doubt. He gotta
yeah,
have
he
sweat,
have a
no
little
doubt.
swag.
Police
And
record?
No,
no,
no.
no, like Rebel.
What the
No,
hell?
when it comes to dressing, Rebel,
Yeah,
the type of bad boys we're talking about, you
yeah,
fall in that category.
yeah. I
They,
have a
they
little.
Oh,
every Friday
well,
night
hell, he's a
they're at the club.
metrosexual then.
No, we ain't say he's a metro.
No,
Wait, put it
we
down.
said your swag. We're talking
He
about
said
your
swag.
swag.
He said
Okay.
metro. Okay, he's
So
straight up man. He's straight up man.
every Friday and Saturday night he out till 6 in the morning.
No, he got bills to pay. He got work.
No, yeah, he gotta work.
Rebel, I'm not seeing bad boy.
I don't. That doesn't read. That doesn't read bad boy to me as well. No.
Because a bad boy will go out till 6 a.m. and have to be to work at 7.
No, he got bills to pay. No, he.
I didn't say he was gonna miss work. I said he'll
Well,
be
I
out
put
till
you like this. However long he stay out of there, he going to work in the morning.
regardless.
Okay.
Regardless, he's going in this. He's showing up at work in the same clothes he's at the club in.
Sure is. Or he ain't gonna like me too well.
Yeah,
Oh, Miss B.
and he has
Okay.
and he has to understand that I'm an independent woman. So look, I'm not a damsel in distress. And me and him and me and him
Wait.
and me and him been arguing over that back and forth because I'm not a damsel in distress. And
Maybe
he
that's what
making-
he's looking for.
Okay, wait. Okay, hold up. What does all right? Because what does independent woman mean to you, Andrea? Give me an example.
Okay, but the example is, damn it, I got my own. Okay, I got my own, and if I want to go out on a vacation with my girls, I don't got to ask you for money. Okay,
Why not?
Uh-huh.
What's the matter with that?
What?
If he's your man, what's the matter with him contributing?
I don't have a problem with him contributing, but I'm always have my own.
That's to yourself. You keep it to yourself. Whatever is your own is your own. Howsoever, if you go listen, let me say. Well, hold up. If you got a lady friend, if he has a lady friend, any man that has a lady friend or a wife, and their wife, lady friend, is going away, even with the girls, or just have to go away.
Yes.
That man, I don't give a damn if what she got. I'm gonna give her some. You gonna have some extra. That's mine. That's my contribution to you, for you.
If it's my wife, then it's
or even if it's your girlfriend. No, like they're once again, you trying to wipe somebody up, then you give a contribution of some sort, and it doesn't have to be $9,000. It could be a contribution of some sort.
Enough to buy like a T-shirt.
No, see, you ain't getting me. We ain't talking to you. You a jester. I ain't talking to you. You a jester. You're the entertainment. We not talking to you. Now, back to the regularly scheduled program.
Okay. Rebel
We not talking to the entertainment.
We got back to you coming.
So Andrea, I don't understand what's the. Let me tell you something. My dad, when my mother and I used to go down south, my mother would take me down south for the what do you call it, for the summer.
Yes.
My dad would always make sure, number one, he gave me a little money. He said, here's for you. This is for you. Don't tell nobody. You got a little change. This is for you. Whatever you want to buy, you got this. Okay. My tickets, no problem. And whatever my mother wanted, when she got there. We stayed with my grandmother, and then, my mother was dropping me off for the summer, and then my mother would, get a car. My father made sure she had a car.
Yeah, that's how my dad was, just like
You
that.
see, I don't see, here's the thing. My mother and my mother is a registered nurse, been nursing, she all that, okay? So ain't none of that. Howsoever, that's your man. He's supposed to make sure that you don't want for absolutely positively damn nothing. during life and at death.
Okay,
Yep.
I understand that.
I,
A man should be willing to help.
I had that with my ex-husband. Okay, I had that with my ex-husband. I don't have that now, and I am more. And when I say
But
I'm independent,
mhm.
I'm more. I'm more. I That's why me and him be button heads, because he be like just telling me like sit down, rest because you have blood clots. I'm like, yeah, but when this house got to be in order, that's Andrea Lynch's responsibility, and I don't know how to give it up because I'm used to just doing everything for everybody.
Right,
Exactly. And
but he's worried that you being as stubborn as you are. Can I say you're stubborn? You are very stubborn. I could tell that already. As stubborn as you will push yourself
mhm.
past what you're supposed to be doing. You have blood
Right,
clots, okay?
Mhm.
And
right.
you're speaking to someone that has died on the table twice
Uh-huh.
because I'm stubborn like you,
Okay.
okay? When
Mm,
you other people can sit back and watch you
Hmm.
push yourself,
Hmm.
and you're so stubborn you don't want to listen to what they can see from the outside. You'll never get better if you don't allow yourself to heal. I understand things have to be done. That's just life. Things have to be done. But sometimes you got to shut that motor off and let it sit for a little bit just so you could catch up. And that doesn't mean you go 100 miles an hour after you sat for a little while. You go 100 miles an hour because you just rested.
I, I'm
That's
I'm
just that's just my two
I'm
I
cents.
learning.
agree.
I'm learning. I just having these blood clots. I'm learning to sit down, and I told him, you have to understand this is very difficult for me, and I'm trying to get used to this, but you got to give me some space and understand where I'm come from, because I'm not
And
used.
allow people to do for you, Andrea. There's nothing. Let me say this: allow
Yeah.
people to be able to get their own blessings by helping you. It's a God sent
Yes,
that you
yes.
have people who like the Trumps is saying that number one that they're at least saying calm down, sit down, whatever. Yes, you have things you have to do, and if you need help, people will be there because God says He sent somebody. Now I don't know where they come from. I don't know who they and what they look like, but He gonna send somebody
Um, yes, he
to
has
take.
sent so many people who have. I mean, my girlfriends have took my kids, and while I was in the hospital for 3 days, they took my kids and made sure they was okay. And he called and texted every day while he was at work. And the thing is, I, I'm
Nice.
trying. I'm trying to let myself heal, but it from somebody who's been so much independent and on my own. I don't know what other way it be. And
And that's another situation. There's so many of our sisters who have had to be everything all the
mhm,
time, and now they don't know how to cut it off. Not, no, 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 no. They don't know how to
Bring it down.
bring it down a minute. When you have somebody that is gonna be there, will be there for you, with none of those ulterior motives. People who are really in their heart of hearts, genuine and authentic, willing to help and do little things here and there. I come across that all the time. You know,
and
like
and
just
I think
opening the door, just something as small as opening the door.
So,
and I and I'm trying to tell him. I had a meltdown the other day because I'm like my
really?
girlfriend came over. Yeah, I had a melt. Yes, Andrea, it's still I'm still a woman. Okay.
I would have never had thought that.
I would have guessed that. Yeah.
And my best friend came over and put the beds up, but I told him I'm not used to relaxing. I'm not used to sitting down because I get short winded because I had the blood clot in my lung, and I I had to. My son's birthday was Tuesday, and we were supposed to go get Jamba Juice, and I told my son I just couldn't move off the couch because
Oh, no.
I
Welcome
just
in,
couldn't move.
no way, my Mopsy. Come
Yeah.
on in. Okay,
And I
Well,
Andrew, go ahead.
well,
and
you know that,
I was just
Andre.
sad.
You know,
I was just sad. I was just sad because I'm so strong. I'm taking care of everybody, and I'm not used to people taking care of me. And maybe that is the um
oh,
control,
watermelon sugar.
control, the control in me,
Well,
and it's
I
hard for me.
what watermelon sugar just said is exactly what I think my diagnosis what you were before. You don't like a man. You don't like anyone to tell you what to do.
You know why? Yes, you're right, and that comes from my parents because I felt like my mom and dad could try to control me, and the women that I'm friends with, I met these women at my first job. But my mom was saying my girlfriend was a she had tattoos. My other girlfriend was they was all grown, and my mom was like these girls are fast. But to this day, my mom was like you can't hang around these girls. But to this day, if my mom would have knew if my mom was still here, my two friends would have said Andrea Lynch is fast. We wasn't fast. Okay. And so my
It's
mom was
always the quiet ones.
my,
Right.
my mom was
Rebel.
but my
Mm.
mom and my
Okay.
dad were so controlling.
Oops.
They were
Because I
so
was a
controlling.
quiet one.
They were so
Mm.
controlling with everything. And I hate control people like telling me no. I hate people telling me no, they can't do something because I'm like, oh, okay, I'll do it. And it's hard for me to let other people help me
So so
do
you
something.
can't differentiate between someone caring and someone telling you what to do.
Yes, because when I hear it, I hear that.
Your guard goes up
Yes,
instantly.
yes,
Hmm.
and I'm so trying. I hate myself because I'm so trying to.
You're gonna get there, and blood clots are
That's
nothing to
right,
play with.
Andrea. We love you. You my
You're gonna get there,
sister.
baby.
You're gonna
You're
get
gonna get
there,
there, baby.
and everything is gonna be okay.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry
And
if I
you know what I love
feel
you.
like
You know
Joy.
what I love about you, Andrea.
Yeah,
You don't have a problem with voicing it and saying it, getting it out of your system. You know, even when it's not as popular, you still come out and say, "Look, this is the way it is." You giggle a little bit and you
mhm,
say, "Listen, I'm gonna be honest." And you know what? You just be you. And
yeah,
in time, we all of us, me myself included,
Yes.
everybody, life is a journey.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
perfection is reserved for God and God only. Trust me.
uh-huh,
All of us are still learning, and I always learn from all of you here, people in the chat, everywhere. I still learn. We're all learning together.
And you
And
try to be
Andre, you,
a
mhm.
I'm sorry. I was finished saying what you were saying, TC.
I was just
I'm
gonna say, Andre, you my sister. I love you. Miss B Town is my sister. I love her and I appreciate, just you all having y'all platforms. And Rebel people like Rebel will come up and have fun with us. Trust is good guy, the chat, good people. Listen, we need these types of things so that we can sort our own stuff out sometimes. So
The
thank
Right.
open
you.
dialogue.
yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
And you try to be
So
a better you. I always try to be better than what I was yesterday.
That's
And it's
right.
just a learning. And we're not perfect, Andrea. We all, there are things that I definitely have to work on with myself and just say, okay, this is something that, the me today is not the me I was 10 years ago.
Yeah. And I said I said when you guys hear me about my ex-husband, the me today, even though we're not married, I've been knowing that man since I was a child. So yes, I still love him, but he's the father of my kids. And yes, he have hurt
Hmm.
me, but I moved on. He's happy, and I'm happy that he's happy. And when our kids see us laughing and chopping it up, that warms my heart. And
Oh,
and just being in the hospital for 3 days, and I almost died because they told me if I didn't get to the hospital that I could die. It made me feel like that, I got kids to live for. I got a grandbaby on the way, and I don't understand how to let people help me because I'm just used to doing it on my own.
You are, and you're a strong person, and that's
Yeah.
great. That everyone should be as strong as you are. Everyone should be as opinionated as you are.
And
But
also with us little violent tendencies that you have. You know,
yeah,
we all love you for you.
yeah.
That
I mean,
little
I
kid.
would walk around the house and pick up like bats, whatever happened to be around the house, and hide
Yes,
them from you. But
of
I'm just
course.
saying,
And
look,
daggers.
yeah, I learned a long time ago, and this is I was laying in a bed, uh, almost ready to die, and the doctor turned to me and said, it's easy to let one person help you than allow six people to carry you.
That's
Yeah.
it. That's
Ooh,
it. That's
ooh.
powerful. That's
Yeah.
powerful.
And
Yeah.
you know,
Wait, say that again. Say that
It,
again.
it's easy to allow one person to help you or allow six people to carry you.
mm, and my girlfriends that I've been knowing since I was 19, they all picked up the slack with my adopted children. It was like, Drea, we got your kids. We got them.
Yeah.
And
Hmm.
it was,
Wow.
that was
But you allowed them to help you. But when the man
Heck no.
said something,
She knew them.
you got upset.
yes, I did.
Okay. Okay.
And the reason I told him, I said the reason I think I allow my girlfriends because my girlfriends had never failed me. A
Mm.
man
And you
had
don't see them as a person. A man that you could potentially be in love with is different from your girlfriends that you grew up with, and it's a different. He has more power to hurt you than they do. I feel.
mm,
Right.
okay.
You know, because you'll
Yeah.
give yourself more. You'll give a part of yourself to him. You're not giving this part of yourself to your girlfriends like that.
Right.
Mm,
Right. Yeah.
okay,
But
okay.
she trusts her girlfriends more
Yes,
than she trusts him.
right. Because
Yes.
that's not. They don't have the same intimacy as this guy would have with you. You're letting him see you vulnerable, and that gives
Very.
him you can that can make him have more power over you than your girlfriends. They're your sisters.
Right.
I usually charge $22.24 an hour, but I'm gonna let that slide today, Andrea. You won't get a bill.
Okay, but yes, Rebel. Yes, I do trust my girlfriends, and I don't trust him, as in a sense, and I do have a issue with trusting. Sometimes I didn't think my I
Love.
didn't think sometimes I didn't think my trusting men was good judgment. So I I I didn't have good judgment when it comes to men. So I fall back and don't want to be hurt. So I guess I trust my girlfriends with my
Open
life.
the can of ravioli.
I trust my girlfriends with my life. You know, they have always never failed me, and men have.
Well, every man must pay for any damages
Can't warm up
the
some ravioli.
prior man has done.
Warm up some ravioli.
Yeah.
So see, men really realize that we have to go through the scars of the
You're
prior
doing the
man.
time
Yeah,
for someone else's crime.
yeah, exactly, exactly.
Right.
I'm on death row for a crime I didn't commit.
Mm-hmm.
The trust is it happens even in the same gender when
Yeah.
that happens.
Any relationship doesn't
Yes.
matter.
Yeah.
Yes.
Man, woman, woman, man, man, man. It doesn't matter. The heart is the
Right.
heart, and the
That's true.
scars of the heart doesn't know whether a man did it or a woman did it, but
And
it's there.
it's almost like you have to, I don't know, like rebuild someone sometimes because they've been
Mm.
built this certain kind of way. They're defensive. They don't trust anyone. They've been hurt. They've been abused. And then you come along and you just like, hey, I just want to love you and be a person there for you. Why are you reading me like these other people that have done all this stuff to you? It's not fair to me.
And Rebel, I'd like to even say, well, how about you read them like you read me? I mean, you gonna come off on me because you have trust issues, but then you don't do that. You didn't do that to the people that were doing things to you.
But now that's
Right.
but now that's a trigger. Now
Yeah.
that's a trigger. Oh, he said that. I know
Oh,
what that means. It's a trigger.
And it's a
well,
totally different meaning when it's coming from me.
It's
You,
a
you
totally
know,
different person.
Mhm.
right.
yes,
Totally
a lot of
different
people
everything.
I have
Totally
family.
different makeup. Totally
Think,
different in
look,
everything.
Lil Blake asked, "Do I have family?" I have plenty of family. Yes. Okay. But
Love Blake told me to shut up.
the only person who's not here, the only person who's not here is my mother. She's passed away. But do I have family? Yes. But as a saying, is my girlfriends my family? They've been my family since I was 19 years old. I'm 47 now. And it's a I have a village. Like I have foster moms who stepped in. I have girlfriends who stepped in and said, "Look, we got your kids. Just get yourself healthy."
Mhm. God
So
bless them.
I
God bless
definitely
them.
I definitely have a village. I've been having a village since I had kids.
God
And
But
I
you know
believe
what? Some people, and I've heard this and it rings so true. Some
mhm,
people with the most people around them can be the loneliest people.
is I'm lonely. I just asked myself the other night that is I'm lonely. I am not lonely. I just
Because sometimes you can spread yourself too thin, Andrea.
yes,
If you're
yes.
being there for everyone,
Mhm.
and it's like, it's almost like someone that's a rock star or something. They have all these people that's telling them how good they are, and just you're surrounded by a lot of people, but you go home and you still feel lonely. And I've had this conversation with friends
Mhm,
because you can be there for people. It's like,
mhm,
but
bless.
who can you vent to if you're helping everyone else, or you're trying
mhm.
to not let people help you? As far as sometimes, Andrea, you got to take the time to smell the roses.
Wow.
So a man should not go in your kitchen and cook like Vin Rames because that will trigger you again, right?
I
Now,
have
was
Now
it top sirloin? What type of hamburger meat was it? Was it like 70-30, or was it 90-10, or what?
It was the box hamburgers patties, right?
You know what?
When
you know
someone has been beaten down to the lowest common denominator and someone comes along and just wants to love you, it's hard to let your guard down and trust and allow yourself to be loved. That was watermelon sugar.
That's it, Watermelon. That's exactly what I was saying.
yeah.
You just
Yeah,
have
let
to
your guard
your
down a little bit. Baby.
your guard. You can build so much of a foundation around you that no one can get in after that. It's like all these people that did this stuff to you. I come along and you've built up a fortress. I can't get through it. I can't hammer it. I can't drill through. I can't do a bulldozer, because you have to be the one to let those barriers down.
Uh-huh.
Look,
like Fort Knox.
all I'm saying is allow people to help you because right now you you need to
And if
relax. Don't
if
be
and if
throwing
you have
meat patties at people. Don't be chasing around the house with a butcher knife. You need to relax. Go do some yoga. Don't.
or if you just
Right.
want you some random dick, you can have it.
I don't know about all that, rebel.
But
Okay.
but see,
Okay,
Andre
too
is in the
much, too
stage.
much.
Too much. Too
Too
much.
much. Too much. Rebel.
Back in the corner.
That's that young
Okay,
boy
I'm
coming
back
out of
over
you,
here.
Rebel.
Okay, I'm over here.
That's that
Don't
young boy.
whatever you do, don't get CC started.
Yeah, I'm learning.
You
I'm learning to relax. I'm learning to let my friends help me. I'm learning to just sit on the couch. My son, my ever since I've been in the hospital, my son comes over every day and takes my foster child and takes my adopted kids out to the park for like 3 hours.
so you can
And
have time.
I can have time, and
Yes. Oh,
I guess I don't know.
God is good.
I'm just not used to sitting around and just relaxing because everything just depends upon me.
Okay, go get yourself a word search and just
Go to the spa. Go get a
yeah,
massage.
yeah. Nothing like a
Go
big hand,
go go
nothing like
walk
a
in
big
the
hand
park
woman, a big hand
and
woman just
go
massaging with muscles.
go hug a tree. Here's the thing. I think
Get
Rebel
you
said
some
something
wood.
about
Okay.
no Rebel.
Okay.
Rebel said, "Smell the flowers, Andre." That's what I'm talking about. And smell the flowers. Go. You know what? I know people must think I'm crazy, but in Philadelphia, we have a farm right up the street, maybe about 5 miles from where I live, and goats and sheep and cows. Now I go and Angus cows, those Angus black cows. And I call them
Mm-hmm.
the angry black cows because when you walk up to them, they kind of
They be they be
gangster.
like kind of huffing a little or
Yes,
stomping their legs. Yeah.
because they know I like steak, so they probably don't like me. They know it.
Right.
They're like, here
You
come this
cause them to
other
go
one.
extinct.
Okay. But you know what? I go sometimes just for therapy, just to walk and just to clear my brain from everybody else's troubles that
Yes.
come to me at work, in my own family, and I just go and let it release it out. Like I don't want it. And another thing I had to learn from my job, I don't bring anything home. I used to bring people's stuff home. Like I used to worry about people. And you know what? And come to find out, some of them Negroes, first of all, they lied. Number one. Number two, they lied. Number three, they lied. And I'm worried about them. And guess what? And now my whole immune system is going down, and
That's it.
I can't
Mm-hmm.
function. You know, I'm not doing that anymore. I still care. I'm still concerned. But when I leave out of my workplace, I leave it all there. It took me some time, but I have to do it for my own salvation. Self-preservation is the first law of nature.
Yeah.
Because I have people that do depend on me. My mother, my family. And if something happens to me, I'm not saying they're going to continue to go on, but no, not for other people. No, I'm
And
not
even
doing
with
that.
and even with the blood clots, Andrea, you have to take time to yourself. And just like TC was
Yes.
saying, there's a park right behind me. I go to the park, I can just sit up. There's a whole like river, and it's just sitting there and just it's almost like meditating. And you just have
Yes.
to do that because you carrying those worries and all this other burdens and stuff on you, it becomes cancerous. And I mean that it's just it will affect your health, your immune system. To be the best, Andrea, you do have to detach sometimes.
Wait,
And it's okay.
wait.
Yes.
TC said something about a farm. Philadelphia has farms.
You know what?
Oh,
You know what?
That's the city of brotherly love now. You better get off of Philadelphia.
That's leave Philly alone. Yes, we
Now
do have
they'll write you a damn ticket real quick. This parking made the meter
Yeah,
made.
I watched that show, the Parking Wars, there in Philadelphia all
yes.
day. Yeah.
Yeah,
They talk shit to them.
I'm learning to detach. I'm learning
Have
that
you ever thought about going to the gun range?
Ooh.
I think that would suit Andrea really good. I think she would
I
be
think
like,
and you could put whatever picture you want on the target.
Yes.
So bring whoever you want picture and you put it on the target. Any picture you want, doesn't matter. Could be your ex-husband, could be the Jamaican guy, could be Vin
Lord.
Rames. I don't know. I'm just saying. You just put that up there.
I was thinking maybe canoeing.
canoeing.
Canoeing?
Do you know how to
Really?
swim?
Really, Rebel? Canoeing? You come up with canoeing out of
But
everything in the
you
world?
said guns.
What about axe throwing or archery, like axe throwing? Because I do axe throwing. Like we have like this a brother in Philadelphia, Catherine, you probably know. We go and we throw axes. It's like people go.
TC.
It's to get our aggressions out.
TC, but what everything Andrea needs something that's going to be more calming. I think she may get too hyped up doing that.
And I don't picture Andrea with an axe in her hand and it turning out well.
Right? Yeah, that's maybe like water painting, or maybe doing a quilt or something, perhaps something.
Okay,
You know,
okay. Needle point.
right?
No quill, no quill. But water painting sounds good. I can do water painting. I can I listen to music. I really listen to music. And the funny thing about it is, I was just telling my girlfriend, ever since I came home from the hospital, I love I love rap music. But here lately, I have found the Lord. Okay, so I listen to much gospel music. But since I came home from the hospital, I just want to listen to California rappers. I don't know what it is about that.
Okay.
I've been
Reverting back to that young
Okay.
boy
Right.
gangster stuff.
See, that's what I'm talking about. You listen to Tupac, right?
yes.
Okay.
Tupac.
See, that's right.
Yeah.
Yes, ever since I
That's
came to the hospital,
How
I've been
about like some Enya or Sade?
I don't know. I love church music and I've been listening to it. But since I came home from the hospital, I'm listening to Pac, I'm listening to Dr. Dre, I'm listening to all the music that I love, but I just put away because when you grow up, you put away childish things. Okay, so
What about Kirk Franklin? He raps sometimes.
Are you listening? You're not listening to NWA, are you?
yes, I am.
Oh, see,
Oh
okay.
God! There, see
oh
right
God.
there it is, right there.
And the train goes off the track.
There you go, right there. You see how you get all hyped up, want to beat
A
a man up in the
collision.
back? Yeah.
Right.
I was just telling my
Well,
girlfriend, she's like, wait a minute, huh? You listen to what now? And she said, what happened to the church music? I said, girl, I have no idea. But since
But
I came
see,
to the hospital,
why
I'm
can't
That
listening.
you?
goes with the bad boys.
yeah.
That's the bad boys thing. Yeah.
Andrea walking out of the house screaming, "Fuck the police! Fuck the police!"
Oh Lord.
So
That's the sound
she
of
was
the
like, wait,
police.
yeah, she was like, wait a minute, Dre, what happened to the church music? I said, girl, I don't know, but I just turned on some Tupac and I'm listening to Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg and all of the rappers that I used to like love. And I just
So I
think
don't think you're not gonna listen to Chance the Rapper or nothing like
no,
that, right? Just
No.
No little Nas.
no, little Nas, none of that.
no. See,
Most def.
no. See,
You
But
know,
I
he was
know.
on. He was
But let
on
me
Mark
ask you a
Coker.
question. What about it do you like? Because you know what, and I'm glad. Listen. Okay, I'm glad you mentioned that because I have found that there are a cadre of women in their 40s that and okay, so I'm gonna say some of the YouTubers, content creators, their music when they put the music on, it's always those that music that you're talking about. What is it about them and in their music? Because are y'all listening to the lyrics or is it
Yes,
just me?
I'm listening to the lyrics. And I know some of the lyrics is wrong, but you know what? It was something about when I got out of the hospital and I went and got my hair done and my hair was fly and I was looking good too. Okay. And I wanted to put on California Love with Tupac and Dr. Dre, and that banging music is like, man, look, sis, you back. Get yourself together. And you was almost gone, but you back. You back. And that music just gave me something like, man, I was going walking every day. It was like, man, I was just feeling the music because I used to listen to that. And when I used to listen to Tupac when the kids were in the car. So when the pandemic came and they had to be in the car with me, I was like, oh, I'm mad. I can't turn my Tupac on and Dr. Dre because the kids are in the car, because I don't listen to the stuff when the kids are in the car. We listen to church music. I'm a different woman when the kids are in the car. But that rebel in me was like, when I got out the hospital, I felt like,
hey, be careful when you say it like that.
Huh? What you say?
Carry on.
You know what? I always loved James Dean and the Rebel. I have always loved that movie, and I have a part of me is always been a rebel, and so that is where it comes from. And when I
think you'll be getting you like a Corvette next.
No, I love SUVs.
Maserati.
Yeah, see, okay, right there.
I'm an SUV girl. I'm an
breaking
SUV
all the speed laws. Yeah.
They have 20s on it. My pipes are hot. Yes, I love SUV. I've been living the SUV since I was 22 years old.
Didn't you say because I'm remembering the conversation recently you had, didn't you have some chrome on like a Malibu you were saying?
Yeah, I love the SUV. You know, I with chromes on, the pipes are hot. The pipes are when you go down the street, you can hear my pipes on my truck.
So you got some hood rat tendencies, Andrea.
Yes. I told you I'm all
You know what?
I got a little hood rat. I got all me. Yes, it is. And when
Oh my stars. Okay. So it's about finding the balance.
Okay,
It's about finding the balance.
Yes.
That's the fun. That's the fun side of it, though.
Yes, it is.
I'm with you, Andrea. I'm with you.
So yes, I listen. And I know the lyrics of the music is bad, but it's something about when I came home and when I got my hair done, I turned Dr. Dre on and Tupac, and I was like, man, what? I was like, I feel like I don't know. I feel like the Lord has gave me a release that it's okay to listen to that still. It's okay to bring that music back to what I used to love.
Okay.
And I think
I'm glad the Lord told you that.
You sure that's not Loki, like one of the Greek gods, or like somebody, a trickster?
Who would you say?
Welcome in.
But yeah, it was
Michi
just
Black.
fun to listen to that music. Like you were just young, wild, and I don't know. I just put that music away because I got kids and I wanted to make sure I show an example. Okay. And when the kids are in the car, we got church music on, we got kid music on, and then they don't know that other side of me.
It'll shock the hell out of them to find your playlist.
Right.
Yeah.
But I was just telling my friend, he was like, Drea, it's okay to listen to rap music. It's all right. It's okay. And I don't know. I guess I was a little convicted because I was like, man, I miss that music. I used to listen to that music all the time, and it just made me feel good. It made me feel like I'm unstoppable. And that's the wild side of me. Okay,
That's the wild side. Okay.
outside of me.
Well, Sia has a song called Unstoppable as well.
Who?
Sia, S-I-A.
I ain't never heard of her.
Oh, okay.
It's a little, it's a women's empowerment, I guess, type of song. That'll deter you from like possibly breaking a window out or putting some, tires on flat.
What's that girl that sang that song? What is it? I smashed the windows out his car.
Oh, I broke the windows out. It was a black singer. Okay.
That's Jasmine Sullivan. But do you know who I looked up yesterday?
And I'm not surprised you know who that is.
Yeah.
Shut up, Rebel. Okay? I looked up the other day. Remember that girl who sung Arrested Development? She sung that part in Arrested Development. Her name was Dion Fair. I looked her up the other day because that's the kind of music I love. I love some Tracy Chapman because that's the kind of music that some old music that I used to listen to, and I've been listening to like old music that I love. And
it's feel good type of music, definitely.
Good type of music, yes. That told a story, that told what your soul. And that's why I love some Anthony Hamilton.
Right, take me to another place. I remember that song.
Yeah.
Now I'm surprised you don't like house music, Andrea. But now that you say you like the other kind, then you probably won't like
kind of. Yeah, they kind of on two different ends of the spectrum.
Yeah, that's the way my personality is. Two different.
Dig it, because I love house music.
Okay. Crystal Waters, baby.
What?
I love
yes.
I love it.
And I love some Sade too, and that's one of my favorite song by Sade. Ain't no Ordinary Love. That is my jam from Sade.
See, Sade kind of now that's another one that's kind of on the get ready to jump off a cliff.
No, it's something about Sade was to me. I admire Sade. She looks
Oh,
still damn good. She looks damn good right now.
yes, she
She
does.
looks great.
Beautiful.
Listen, she's awesome, and she's beautiful, and she's talented. She's just sad sometimes, and it's
You
like,
know, you know who really makes you want to jump off a cliff? TC is like Phyllis Hyman.
Yes.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
oh my
Yeah.
God, yeah.
Very
And
depressing
And
music.
then I was listening when Sean said something about Betty Wright. I was like, you know what? I hate them damn song Betty Wright sing. Damn it, okay. And I'm like, when he said that in that line, I thought about it because I used to listen to Betty Wright, Mr. Clean Up Woman, and all that bunch of bullshit. And I was like, you know what? I don't like Betty Wright like I used to like her. I don't like her no more like that. But and I used to tell my girlfriend, Tina Turner had a song called "What Love's Got to Do with It," and then
Yes.
it's only a secondhand emotion. And my girlfriend said, "Dre, what you say?" I said, "What love got to do with this? It's only a secondhand emotion." I didn't understand that song until I got grown.
Well, yeah, you have to like listen. Most of these songs they sound good lyrics. You can dance to them when you're younger, but you don't get the essence nor the core of it until you get older and experience some things.
How about Private Dancer?
Oh,
Okay.
Okay.
right.
That song had a whole different meaning when I became an adult. It was like, oh, so you were a woman of the night, huh? And
Right.
Yeah. Them stuff had meanings, and I'm like, and I told my kids that my kids like because I used to tell them love don't pay no bills, okay, and so they want to have a conversation with their daddy because I told them love don't pay the bills, love don't pay the car note, it don't pay the rent, it don't pay nothing. So they went and told their daddy what I said, and their daddy told them that love do pay the bills, and I said
You
okay.
talking about a different kind of love.
see, yeah, okay.
And so the kid was like, Mom, Dad said love pay the bills. And so I said, that's what I told them. They was like 13, 14. I said, he on that bullshit, okay? Because love ain't paying no bills over here. Okay.
See, y'all listen. Okay, no, I gonna say that. I think that we confuse the children while we're talking through them to each other. Y'all talking to each other through them and they messengers, and they confuses or get it because they don't understand the context, even though you all are giving them content. And so they're talking about love. Your husband talking about love does pay the bills. He talking about something else.
So you guys didn't like Tonight's the Night either?
So when the kids came home, it was like 13 or 14 when I had this conversation with them. I said, love don't pay the bills. I got rent, PGE, gas, got to go in the truck, and I got I drive an SUV. And so my son was like, oh, Mom, Dad said love pay the bills. And I said, well, your daddy owns good shit, okay? And they was like, well, that's what Daddy said. And I said, you know what? I'm wrong. I am wrong. I said, you know what? Love do pay the bills. But right now in my house, love ain't paying the bills. Andrea Lynch is paying the bills.
Amen.
What was that song you just talked about, D-Truffs?
Tonight's the Night.
Tonight is my Betty Wright.
He made me a woman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You don't like that one either? That a bad one too, Andre?
And Mr. Charlie was a good old man. I didn't even understand what that song meant until a couple weeks ago. I was listening to the song and I was like, oh, okay. So I didn't even understand when even when Sean said it, I listened to it again and he was like, Mr. Charlie was just a man. I got it now.
So let me ask you a question, D Truffs. When is a man made a man?
At the same time.
Shut up, Truth.
You know what? You so shady.
Wow.
You shady. You good though. You good.
Move over, Rebel. Come back in.
Rebel over there with his dog. Leave.
I'm going to the corner.
See, here's the thing about here's my thing with Betty White and all of those types.
Mhm.
His, I think somebody in the chat mentioned it about Betty White make you go back beg and beg. They're like the modern day Shahrazad Ali. They believe they like a bad boy. They like them. They like it rough. They like it rugged. They like a little foul play every now and then.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody trying to struggle like that. And it's 2022. All of that's gone. Don't nobody want it. And guess what? Everybody who likes that kind of existence is not going to fare too well. Not now.
Right.
That thinking about somebody makes you a woman. I'm trying to figure out what makes you a woman. Because you had sex with a man?
No.
That
doesn't make any sense.
No, that don't make you a woman. Because you have sex with a
No.
man. But you know
Now,
what?
now scientifically, now hold on, science.
My mama used to love Betty White, and her girlfriends used to say, and I heard women say this: having a piece of man is better than having no man. And I say,
See?
this is that bullshit.
Right.
No,
Oh shit.
That's that bullshit, right?
Shit.
Bullshit.
In the corner, rebel. In the corner, rebel.
Cause
Well, I think that song come along, and you got to realize there was a time that a woman could not function if she didn't have a man. I think Betty Wright songs kind of came out around the time when women started to step out on faith and do things for themselves.
True.
That makes a
That's
lot of
what
sense.
yeah.
yeah, but my mom. I mean, I love my dad. Don't get me wrong. Okay, I love him. I mean, he's my hero when it comes to a black man taking care of their family. But it was things about my dad that I didn't like to this day. Okay, and I would have a conversation with my mom, and the first thing she would say is, "That's her king, that's her husband," and I was like, "That's that bullshit." Okay, and my thing is this: if I'm married to a man, and my daddy did this, and it used to get on my damn nerves as a grown woman. Like he would go out and buy a car. I'm like, check this out. Did you and your wife talk about this? And see, my ex husband done the same damn thing, and I'm like this. If I'm your partner, your wife, can we have the conversation?
And that's why it pissed you off about the hamburger meat. That's what it is.
What?
A man doing what he want to do, and you felt your father should have consulted with your mother. So you're harder on men if they do things. It's like it reverts back to your father and your mother letting him do stuff without consulting with her. So if a man does something and it's like, wait, hold up. Oh, hell no. I'm not going to be like my mama and let a man do what the hell he want to do when it come to me.
And my ex-husband done the same damn thing.
Right. That's what he's saying. You don't like it when a man takes the initiative. Okay, so maybe
it's not taking initiative. No, it's not taking initiative. Look, this is how I think. If I'm your partner, we partners. Yes. We together. It's me and you. I'm your other half. We can't have that conversation. We can't. Look, I don't care if he want to go out and got it. He want to buy a 4150. Baby, you can afford it. Do it. Okay, but check this out. I better have that Suburban in that motherfucking driveway too.
Okay.
And maybe he was gonna surprise you.
My daddy would do things that my mom to this day he still get on my nerves. But the thing is if you're a partner and that's your wife, why not have the conversation? We together. It ain't just you. It's us. We partners.
And that's where the 3 strikes come from. Like if they do something, I think Andrea, you probably are hard as hell on a man. Let me say it. I think that you don't take anything that a man do. It's like a major misstep with you because you're like, I'm not gonna let your ass get away with anything. You try something, that's a strike. You do this, that's a strike. Because I grew up seeing a man do what he wanted to do, even though he was a good father to you. you saw your father do what he wanted to do whenever, you know. So it's like you get with me. Oh hell no, you gonna talk to me if you do something. It's gonna be a major infraction with me.
I'd be scared to wear blue underwear because I think,
I
Andrea would
just
get.
that.
Did you leave the toilet up? That's strike 3.
My ex wore blue. My
You
ex
lift
wore
the
blue
lid up.
underwear. My ex had blue underwear. Bam,
Yeah,
bam, bam. My ex had blue underwear.
do I recognize some of my hang up when it comes to men has to do with my father? Yes, I do recognize that. Yes,
That's what all of us, though, Andrea. Our
Mhm.
parents' experience that we see growing up,
Mhm.
it manifests in different ways with us as adults.
Mhm.
Right.
Woman, the man assumes that the new woman is cheating. It's vice versa with the woman. Man
Yeah.
cheats on a woman. Woman sees a similarity. Could be just a little hint of a thing. Automatically, what does the woman do? Reverts right back to, oh, he's cheating. He's cheating. He got to be
Yeah,
cheating.
yeah. But yeah, I just feel like if we're married, we're partners, and we can have the conversation. I'm not saying he has to control. I'm not saying I gotta control everything, but I feel like if I'm your partner, let's have have a conversation. And I felt, and I tried to have this conversation with my mother. I was, when she was in her right mind, I tried to have this conversation, and every time I tried to have a conversation with my mother about it, she would say, "That's my husband. My husband's he's the king of the house." And I'm like, "But mama, you don't think you got a right to say something?" And I guess in her
From a
generation,
different time, though, Andrea. She's from a different
Yeah,
time
she's
period.
from a different
Exactly.
time period.
yeah,
I mean, when you watch The Color Purple, don't you sit back and go, "Shit, that ain't me. God damn it, that'd never be
Okay.
me."
Right.
Okay.
It's
And
different.
I'll even tell you too, I can't stand the color purple. I watched it one time and that was enough
I,
for me.
I kind of figured as much. Yeah.
Yeah,
I would,
yeah,
going out on a limb, I would have said you
yeah,
wouldn't have
yeah,
liked it either.
yeah.
I
I,
watched
Yeah.
it one
I
time.
don't
It was enough for me.
Yep.
Okay.
The whole time she was watching, I'd have whooped that motherfucker's ass. Throw
Baby,
rocks
his
at
neck
me.
would have been
Yep,
sliced.
yep. Throw rocks at
Okay.
me, you little. Throw rocks at me, you little bastard. I'm gonna beat you.
I don't know. I guess it made me think about if I ever get married again, I really want to have a partner. And I told my friend that I said, look, I want a partner. I don't want somebody just going out and getting things and not even having a conversation with me. And when I married my ex-husband, he done the same thing. He would go buy cars and shit and didn't even care how I feel.
But you know what, Andrea? I had this conversation not too long ago with a close friend of mine. It's like when you be single for so long, it's like you have to learn how to be in a relationship again. You know,
Exactly, Rebel. Go.
it's like because you're accustomed to doing everything on your terms. It's
Yes.
like getting with somebody else, it kind of disrupts the things that you've been doing. So when you do get in a relationship, just be mindful of that as well, Andrea.
Mhm.
Mhm.
But that should be a conversation that you have,
Yeah.
isn't it? Isn't that a conversation? Hey, you want to buy something. I understand that, but a major purchase that could affect both of us should be a conversation. I'm not going to tell you you can't do it. It's your money, but at least a heads up.
Yes, yes. But you know what? But that's what I was telling. But that's what I was telling my friend. I told him I told him like, look, my ex husband just go buy cars and stuff. I told him like when we was talking, I was like, look, I'm used to doing everything by myself. I'm used to taking care of myself, and I'm used to and when my friends and my family say something about my ex-husband, they was like, oh, he was a good husband, you got everything you wanted, you got cars, money. But I was like, he was still an asshole. He didn't help with the kids until
Well,
he
back
only
in the day, that's how it went.
uh-huh. Well, I'm
That's
not
how
back in
that's
the day.
right.
I'm 57 years old. I'm not back in the day, okay? So I'm not in my mama's age. So if you feel like having money and I would rather be broke and be happy than fucking having money and cars and he'd be an asshole.
Were you working, Andrea? Were you working, or was he the primary breadwinner?
When we got married, I was working a full-time job. And when I had my first child, I went down to part-time. Then I had a second child 14 months later, and I decided to open my own daycare business. But at the same time, we was already having problems because he was giving on my fucking nerves because he didn't help me with the kids. He felt like a woman. He don't do nothing but pay the bills. And so I didn't understand that either. And I didn't like that about my daddy either. Okay, I'm keeping 100. My mama had 7 kids, and I don't think my daddy ever made a bottle or changed a diaper.
You know, Andrea, don't hold anything back, hon. Let it all out.
Okay, I don't think. Yeah, I think she's been holding so much back and just.
My
dad,
but hold on. But the thing of it is, if you was doing all of that back then, I can just about say Daddy was taking care of every bill.
Did my dad
Mom's responsibility was.
My mom had a daycare business. My mom had a daycare business. Man, my daddy worked outside. My daddy worked with the work every day, but my mom had a daycare business. That's how I ended up learn how to take care of kids because
She had a daycare business in home.
Yes, in the home.
So he expected to see a clean house.
Oh yes.
Food cooked.
Yes.
All of that.
All of that.
It's that time and era.
Yes.
That stuff came in.
And my ex-husband felt the same way. I'm like, I'm nursing a baby. I got another baby crying, and I'm like, you can't help. You can't do nothing.
Nigga, you gonna learn to help.
Okay. You gonna learn today, if no other day. Okay.
Okay.
And when I see my ex-husband become a damn good father, it's when we got divorced. He didn't have no choice.
But even before then, Andrea, like with my great grandmother, she didn't even know how to drive, and they had a car. It's like she stayed at home, and my great grandfather would go to he worked at the docks, and he was a steel mill worker. But she stayed at home, and she didn't learn how to drive a car. Had a car when he passed away. She had a car that she couldn't even, she didn't know how to drive because back in those days, a lot of women stayed at home, and the husband went out and was the person that provided.
And my daddy and my mama. I got 4 brothers. I got 2 brothers under me. They taught them how to drive. They didn't even want to teach. I didn't learn how to drive until I got married. And I told my ex-husband, I'm gonna learn how to drive because I want to be independent. And my mama, that's why I said my parents were so controlling. I couldn't wait to get out their damn house. Really, I got married because I wanted out their house because that was their rule. The girls couldn't. Me and my cousin, we had full-time jobs, and we sat our parents down and said, we got full-time jobs. We working our asses off. We want to move out. They was like, hell no, your ass is gonna stay home until you get married.
Slow down. I'm writing this stuff down. I don't want a correct diagnosis. I don't want to miss anything. Okay, all right, go ahead.
So what's your religious faith? Andrea, what's your religious faith?
They was Christian, but they believe they believe the young girls. I was 22 when I got married. They believe young girls should stay home until they get married.
But what's your religious faith now?
Were they coded?
Yeah, I go to church, but I don't go to church like that. That's why I don't want nobody telling me what to do. No.
There it is again. Write that down.
Nope.
Y'all so crazy. No, I was asking, were y'all coded?
Well, it felt like it was because and they believe if you get divorced, you can't never get married again. I told my mama that bullshit.
Sounds like you got. I guess they call coded. Sounds like you were brought up coded.
If you get divorced, I thought that was only you couldn't be king or you couldn't be the pope or something, or you couldn't be something like that if you got divorced. I didn't know you weren't allowed to get married again.
Like my dad said, if you get divorced, you can't get married again. And I told my mama and daddy I would never come back to y'all church because I'm gonna get married when I want to.
That's why they made this thing called an annulment.
Yeah.
Get around that. You'd be surprised who could get an annulment. You just got to ask the right person.
But I mean, that's what I mean. That's what I just felt like. I want a partner, not somebody who we can't have the conversation. And I thought it was some of my triggers, and that's why I was trying to have a conversation with my mother, and she wouldn't even have the conversation with me because she was like, "Your daddy is the king of the house," and all that bunch of bullshit. Oh, okay. And don't get me wrong, I love my father. I think my father is a great man. He have shown me how to have work ethic, have my own business, how to take care of myself. But some of his ways I do not like.
But with our parents, what I learned is a lot of things that they did wouldn't work in my life. So a different time period, and if your parents didn't come with a rule book, a lot of things they were doing, it was because they just did it. Maybe they mimic what their parents were doing. But when the times change and we're at a different time period now, women are working, women are the head of households now. It's not like a man. I don't know many women that are sitting up and the husband is working and they're not. It requires two incomes. So we are a partnership. We have to talk with each other on decisions that are to be made in the house. And my mother, things that my mother did or my father did, I would never do because I thought it was crazy as hell. It's like sometimes when you're an adult and your wisdom, you may be more experienced than your parents were because maybe if they grew up in a little East Texas town and I grew up in Houston and I'm traveling to different countries, I have more experience in the world than I could tell them things that they've never experienced.
Okay, but nowadays people don't even want to get married.
But
marriage is something that's losing, definitely.
They'll have kids. They'll have 4 and 5 kids, but won't get married.
With 6 or 7 baby daddies.
Even one baby daddy with 3 kids, it still won't get married. I don't understand that. How you gonna have 3 kids with one man, but you won't marry him?
I know more people that are single than that are married now. More people in my family are single. My sister and her husband been together 20 plus years, but all my aunts, all of them are divorced from their husbands except the one. Marriage is something definitely. Back in the days, marriage was like an ownership thing. Whatever the husband, back in the days, the husband said he was almost like a woman's father to her that he just so happens to have slept with. But it was, I said this, I'm over this house, you do as I say. Even though you're my wife, that changed throughout the time periods, the 50s, the 60s, 70s. You wouldn't even, people nowadays will look at those ways back then and think that was crazy as hell.
Well, also, people look down on you for having a child out of wedlock.
Or you would go off. Like younger girls back in the days, they would send them off to other family up north somewhere, have that baby, come back home, and maybe those cousins would raise that child as their own. Because you're an embarrassment for having a baby. We're a good Christian family. We don't do this. We don't do that.
Yep.
Once it became okay for people to have children out of wedlock, that it wasn't, looked down upon. I understand accidents. I understand things happen. But once people started looking at it like, it's nothing, marriage got put over there on the side burner.
Even Fantasia made a song called Baby Mama. I thought it was that bullshit.
Okay, see?
See? I was like, huh? Is that what we doing? And maybe since I was coming from a church family, I did look upon girls who's like, it's cool to be a baby mama. No, it ain't. It's still trashy to me.
Andrea, are you and Love Blake related at all?
No, we're not.
No, because Love Blake is very, very violent. I just want to put that out there. I love her to death. but that woman will cut you, beat you, stuff you in a bag, and roll you
But
into the river.
I'm just saying when I grew up, when I grew up, my parents like, you said you wait until you get married to have sex. They were saying all this stuff. And I'm not telling my kids that. I mean, I'm telling my kids wait, but I'm not telling my kids get rushed and get married. No, make sure you know who you are before you marry somebody.
And you got to drive a car, baby, before you buy it. I'm not going to jump in a sack with someone and be like, well, you know what? I waited until we made the vows to each other. Hell no. Who would go out there? Would you want to go buy you a car that look good and you drive and it break down within a few days?
The test drive. You're talking about the test drive, right?
Yes. Yes, exactly.
Okay, but I waited until I got married. Okay, because my mom, I didn't want to defy my parents, and so I waited until I got married.
Because you had two parents, and they were brought up that way, and they brought their children up that way.
No, my mama had a baby out of wedlock. I have an older sister who's not my my dad is not her dad.
Okay,
so my mama was
I'm
wild
going back.
child.
I'm going to sit in the corner. I'm going back in the corner.
See, you know,
my mom was a wild child. Okay, she was a rebel. Okay, but she didn't want us to be one, and so I don't know. It was like conflict.
But I think you set your children up. A good friend of mine, she's from Louisiana and they're Catholic, and she raised that son was out there doing whatever the hell he wanted to do, but they made that daughter feel guilty and say, well, God don't want you doing this and God don't want you doing that. And daughter waited till she got married to have sex. But see, it was an unfair advantage the son had because he was allowed to, he lived with his girlfriend. So he can know, listen, are we compatible? Is this going to work? He was given that opportunity. Whereas the daughter waited, had sex when she got married, and they divorced within a year or two. Son is still married to the girl he was living with. Why would the daughter have why would you set your daughter up like that? I think that when you tell your children that, if you didn't do it, you're telling them, well, you know what, you should wait to that special someone. You're setting up. What if they get with this person and they're horrible to them?
You set them up for failure, and I definitely believe that. I didn't tell my kids that bullshit. I sure didn't.
Because a person can be horrible in the bed. Let's keep it real. We've all slept with someone that was whack as fuck. So you marry this person, you're unhappy. The person is all about themselves, selfish in bed. Should you stay married to that person and the next 50 fucking years and be miserable? It's unrealistic. It's not, women back in the day, shit, they didn't even know about orgasm. They let their husband just climb on them, bust a nut, and they were pregnant.
Color purple.
See? Orgasm, what the hell is that? These girls nowadays be like, oh, hell no, I got me a toy on the side of my bed. If he can't get it, I'm going to get it.
Okay.
Shit.
For real, rebel. Well, I love you guys. I thank y'all for giving me some encouragement, and I feel much better this morning. Okay, and I'm gonna take it easy and let my friends help me So thank you guys for all helping me.
And could you possibly listen to some more, maybe some a little bit more soothing, kind of lay off the NWA and Tupac a little, just a little.
Okay, I will. I will.
A balance, like TC said, a healthy balance.
A healthy balance. I will lay off the Tupac in the West Coast. Okay, I promise.
Maybe try some Enya or something soothing, and you can have a glass of wine and just be chilling out.
Anita Baker.
Okay.
Yes, Anita Baker. Yes, one of my favorites. Exactly.
I appreciate all you guys. I love you guys, and
don't worry, you'll get a bill.
Okay, well, bye, you guys. Y'all take care, okay? And
all righty.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
They need to kick Rebel off too. Wow, where did we start this conversation, Miss B? Is anybody here?
Where's Andre and Rebel?
I don't know.
About a guy. It started with
the guy that killed his girlfriend. baby mama
Yeah.
and the kid. Yeah,
Right.
we ended up there. Hmm.
It always takes a chance to go on left anyway, which was fine with me.
Now I have to go
Oh
take a nap.
yes, divorced Vashti and married Esther. Okay, read yep.
Maybe he loved Esther.
Esther. All right, Esther. Yes.
I'm just
Okay.
saying, people, because is it King James is the reason that they changed divorce in the Bible because he wanted to divorce his wife, and the church was not allowing it at the time. Yeah, it's King. I think it's King James. I have to
Well,
go look at.
divorce wasn't allowed before King James even existed.
Yes, you're right. It wasn't. You had to murder your wife in order to to get out of it.
You know what?
That's the truth, right? Isn't that the
You
truth
gonna get
back
beat up.
then?
You gonna get beat up.
That's
Uh,
that's why
Never
a lot of the
do
kings got whooped before. My girl Bathsheba, she made sure David made sure her son got the king to the throne, got the king, the Solomon got the throne when the other brothers of David's other sons of David were trying to overcome her son. She said, "Not my son, no ma'am, no way, no way, no how.
Okay.
Bathsheba is my girl all day, all night." She said, "You get up out this sick bed and you make it right."
That's right. Yep,
But
yep.
yes, Esther. I love Esther, Ruth,
well,
Ada.
Look, look the truth. Look what little Blake said.
Love Blake always beats up on me. See, she
Woo-hoo!
wished she was married to me. She'd beat me half. She'd have me singing
That's right,
Jodeci.
love Blake.
she'd
Woo.
she'd have me singing Jodeci and Keith Sweat.
She'll have you singing Hebrew hymns.
Hey, Candy Cane. What happened to the other two?
Oh,
Well, she said
uh,
she
Andrea.
had. Yeah, she said she had to go.
yeah, uh-huh.
I think
Oh,
Rebel
okay.
just fell out of his seat.
And don't be surprised, that could have been it.
Well, I have to get back to work. I turned
All right, guys.
my other computer off to come and
I've been
visit
on here 3 hours.
with Miss B. I had to come and visit with Miss B. Now I'm gonna get all kinds of nasty messages because of the things I said. It's gonna be comments about me.
Be Trump.
Stay in trouble.
Well, you're right. You're right. I'm an evil clown. Okay,
Stay
But
and
be Trumps. I like what you said about doing background checks. So I like that.
well, I mean,
Yeah.
if you ever need one, just give me a name.
Gotcha, boo. Gotcha. All right now. Thank you, Miss B Town. I appreciate you. The chat.
Thanks for
Love
coming
Blake,
up, sweetie.
Candy Cane. Anytime. You know it.
No, Candy Cane was in here. I didn't see her.
Yeah, Candy Cane. Candy
Oh,
Cane. Catherine. My homegirl, Catherine Powell. This was up. My homegirl from
Yeah,
Philly.
yeah. Me and
yeah.
Catherine go back and forth a couple times. She gets
Yeah,
mad at me.
Candy Cane did come through.
Kelly gets
Yeah.
mad at me and
And
scolds
Oh,
me.
Chopper.
Chopper.
Chopper was in here.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Chopper. Me. Chopper was in here. Michi was in here. Watermelon Sugar. Wow. Nice. Nice. No
Yeah,
way, Master.
they were
The
probably
real,
look.
I'm just saying.
They were probably looking at the screen like, "Who the hell is that?"
You know that. All right, y'all. Have a great one. See you in these parts.
All right, have a
Same
good
to you,
day.
sweetie. Thanks to my
Uh,
mom. Couldn't do it without you. And y'all have a good day. Thanks for coming up, Drew.
All right, thank you, Miss B.
All righty. I might get a look and come back on tomorrow. I won't make that a promise. But I'll try to be back tomorrow. You guys have a blessed day.